Hogwarts Legacy continues to get very high praise and good reviews, but now there's a long list of quality of life updates and changes that many people would like to see. The latest Hogwarts Legacy update is actually not even on the PS5 yet. It will come later, and there are patch notes. We will look at those later in this stream. I'm going to put all of the good information right here at the beginning. I'm going to go through the list of people sort of outlining all the things they want. Everybody's on Reddit, there's articles, everybody's sort of asking for things. So I'm going to go through this really nice compiled list and give my own thoughts on why I actually think a lot of these requests are sort of swirling around ongoing support, additive content. More than just, oh, hey, we would like things to be smoothed over, we would like things to be made better. So if you're unfamiliar, the game has a variety of options and things for you to do in the RPG genre, and many people are asking for these things to be made better. Now, I want to highlight some things that even I have noticed in my time with the game that really points to add-on content or ongoing content. Also, just a little bit of a side note, many people were saying that this game was running like garbage on PC and was being overlooked by review outlets. Well, after 80,000 reviews on Steam, it has a 93%. Now, in my experience, this is not possible if a game is running poorly on the PC. Even Returnal right now is getting a lot of downvotes, and it has great performance reviews, but it requires EOS, which is like Epic Online Services for the co-op, and everyone's like, Epic bad, and so they're downvoting it. So it's got a bunch of downvotes for that reason alone. So if Hogwarts Legacy was running poorly on PC, I don't think it would be sitting at a 93%. Anyway, I just want to move on. I want to continue to kind of monitor that, because I told people, hey, if it runs bad on PC, we're going to make sure and cover that. We'll keep our eyes on Steam, and I think Steam has sort of answered the question. Yes, there are performance issues, but hopefully the patches that are coming out will fix some of those for the people that are struggling on PC to play the game and to enjoy it. So there's a compiled list that is trending on Reddit, and some of these I think are great suggestions and requests, and I do think some of these point to a clear desire for more content or ongoing support of the game. There's like a clear theme that emerges here. Maybe I'm just looking for it, but I do think there is something about this that smacks of people wanting this game to go on. They want it to last. They want it to get updates and run better and look better and be more streamlined with the UI, the map, and everything else. So the first thing that they request on this list is we need a sell all, buy all option. So yes, I need to sell 20 hats, and no, I don't want to hold down X 20 times. I actually think this is a totally fair and reasonable request. I think that the shops are cool. I think being able to buy and sell things, I think being able to really customize your character is one of my favorite parts of the game. However, they would also, I think, want to look at the NPC audio cues when you are in the store, right? When you are interacting with them. It's a little absurd at this point. Every time you click on something, every time you sell something, they say the same line. It gets a little, like, redundant is kind of an understatement. If I have to hear one more time that it's a Glad Rags promise, I'm gonna lose it, right? It's a little nuts. So some streamlining there for the NPCs in the stores, and even NPC interactions, I think could go a long way. Now, another one, and this is specific to console, but I cannot agree with this enough. I think this is a really, really good piece of feedback. And I'm really surprised that this ended up the way that it ended up. So this person is saying, I'd love to be able to look up and down while flying. And they ask the question, why is left and right on the left stick and up and down on the right stick is baffling. Keep the broom controls on one stick and then another stick for look controls would just make perfectly good sense. You would just hold forward and turn left and right, and then you could look around with the same joystick that you look around with, right? It's really, really backwards. I can't defend the flying in this game. Like, it feels fine, but I would argue that the controls are pretty terrible, and at least give the player the option to change it. Like, let's just have a classic flight control, scheme of what I just outlined, right? Left stick, you just move and turn, and right stick, you look. I don't really understand why they set it up the way that they did. I can't see something like Quidditch coming to this game in its current state. I don't see it being possible. I think many people are going to look at this and say, why on earth would I want to fly around in a Quidditch match with the current sort of setup that they have. I don't think that this would work really well. Now, the next one I don't agree with. This is a point of feedback that I've heard from other people. This isn't the first time I have heard this. Alohomora, which is the spell that you learn to unlock doors that are locked, and you have to level it up from level 1, I believe, up to 3 or more. And the more you level up, the more rooms you can get in, right? Now, people are arguing that it should be automatic. You should just be able to go up to something and just say Alohomora, and it just unlocks the door. They say the minigame is boring, takes no skill, and is obviously just a time sink. I don't know how you can describe something that takes like a few seconds as a time sink, okay? I actually disagree with this. Plenty of games do like the minigame thing with finding the frequencies in Spider-Man, finding the frequencies in Batman. This is something that games do, right? It's not uncommon for games to do that, where like you have like this teeny little mini game thing that you do. Now, you might not like it, but I don't think it should be removed. I don't think it should be automatic. I think it's okay to have like microcosmic loops of things that you do over and over again, so the monotony of the game doesn't sink in too quickly, right? You're doing spell assignments, you're looking for things, you're searching for secrets, and you're unlocking math doors, and you're looking for moths, right? These are things I think that are okay. You repeat them over and over. I don't really have a problem with this. Now, I will say that the tutorial for Alohomora was virtually non-existent. I was like, what am I supposed to do? I don't understand what's going on. You're just supposed to like rotate one joystick until the thing starts spinning and then hold in that position and do the same with the other. Once you figure it out, I mean, again, it takes just a few seconds, so I think describing this as a time sink is a little strange. Now, the next piece of feedback is they want the game to give a better student experience, right? And they put student in quotations. I never really visit my common room or the banquet hall, nor is there a chance to really interact with other students or professors. The game doesn't need to mimic Persona 5, but I'd like to at least feel like I'm a student, as is this castle is very much alive, but the people aren't. Now, this is when I think some of the suggestions start to take on a certain tone, right? Almost a new game plus or an end game edition where, man, I really want the school and my experience in the world. I kind of want it to feel like it's alive, like a living world. I think many people are thinking of this game in that regard, an ongoing game, something where you're not just sort of done once you're done with the story, right? You could have DLCs, you could have expansions. Some of the other pieces of feedback, I think, go hand in hand with additive content, with more stories, with different things that you could be doing in the world. I don't necessarily think this needs to come in the way of live service. I know people think of me as like the live service evangelist. I'm always out here saying, oh, this game could be ongoing. I don't think that works for every game, but I think there's a lot of systems in Hogwarts that just points to that, and now you're starting to sense it even in community feedback. In community feedback, you're having people say things like, man, I would like for there to be more things to do, and some of the stuff that we're about to get into, I actually think points to that. I think people want to continue to play this game long term, right? The next thing that the feedback from the community touched on was accepting a quest should not overwrite your currently tracked quest. This is annoying. I want to be able to pick up a quest and not have it change my side menu, my side mission, so then I have to go into the menu and go back to the mission I was on. This is just basic game design oversight, right? I think this will get fixed going forward. I don't think they're going to leave it as is. I honestly didn't notice it, but there were a few times I had to go back in and sort of retrack my quest, and this was probably because it undid whatever quest I was on. So I would imagine that this would get fixed fairly soon. It seems, as I said, like a bit of an oversight. Now, the other piece of feedback, and this touches on a handful of things that I think are very important with respect to customizing your character. They said, when putting on new gear, I'd like the option to keep gear appearance or transmog appearance on that slot. Putting on new gear, exiting the menu, pushing square, going into another menu, and then looking for the transmog that I already had selected is tedious and unnecessarily clunky. So I think this should be a player option initiated by the player, like a permanent override. Just like, listen, I want this slot to always be, you can look here and see, like maybe you just love this tweed jacket that I'm wearing, right? You would go to that slot and you would just say, I want this to always override. it. You'd check a box in the transmog menu so that no matter how many times I change my robe, my jacket, my shirt, whatever, it would always be that tweed jacket. And I think this should be initiated by the player. It shouldn't be like that by default, because I personally like seeing the new gear, right? I find something new, I'm like, oh, I want to go see what this looks like, and instead of doing it in a transmog, I just go and equip it and I go back. Now that is a nice feature. So if you transmog this robe and then you look at this robe really quickly and then you go back to the original, it goes back to your transmog that you had. It actually saves the transmog on that item, so you don't have to redo it. But what they're talking about in this piece of feedback is when you change a piece of gear because it's stronger, having to go in and retransmog it is a bit tedious. Now, my feedback in this area is expanded. I would also like to be able to cycle through colors and dyes, okay? There are often times I get a great robe or scarf or something, like a shirt or something, and it's the wrong colors. It's like Gryffindor colors or something, which is a little strange. Like, if I'm Slytherin, I don't want to be running around with, Gryffindor colors. You might see a couple here. This is also a great screen to have up right now. You'll notice how the scarves actually have different ways of showing on the player, right? There are some that look really nice and really stylish like that, and then there are some that look like this. I kind of look like I'm wearing my grandmother's shawl, and it's not a very nice look. I mean, that doesn't look like a stylish scarf that I personally would wear. It doesn't even look like something this guy in this particular outfit that I put him in would wear. But sometimes the scarves have a very good look, a good color, a good texture, but I don't want to wear it because it lays really funny on the character. Similarly to how we can press a button to put our hood up, I would love to be able to press a button to cycle through the different scarf styles. Like, okay, cool, I got a gray one with an owl on the back. Can I have it a little more snug around my neck? Can I actually wear it like a scarf instead of a shawl? This might seem like nitpicking, but I think that'd be pretty easy to do given that there are base scarf wraps in the game. You'll cycle through and you'll sort of see there's a handful of scarves that lay on your neck the exact same. Let me show you. You can see here when I go into the scarf menu, that's one that's sort of wrapped and hangs back, and the very next one does the same. That one is exactly the same as that one. You can see how they're laying exactly the same, right? So you would just cycle through those wear styles. I think that'd be awesome. I think that could be pretty easy to implement. You're just letting me wear it differently. Also, again, cycling colors could be great. There's nothing worse than finding a robe or a scarf that is literally the wrong house colors, and you're like, I can't do anything with this. Now, I get it. Sometimes cosmetics aren't going to land on you. Sometimes they're going to be ugly. Sometimes they're not going to be what you were wanting to wear. However, I do think that this could be something they could implement to just increase player customization. It would actually create far more permutations of what you could look like. Many people feel like they look the same, which is in line with the next piece of feedback. We want more face options in the character creation. They all kind of look the same. This is generally true. There's even a character in the game that I'm a little irritated. He looks so similar to Sebastian. Sebastian Sallow is like a main character in the game. He has a significant storyline that you really want to spend time with, and you want to spend time with him as a character. And I just think that it's a shame that anytime you interact with him, you also can go and interact with some other guy who looks an awful lot like him. So more faces in the game. I think this is some of the most consistent feedback that we have seen. And they could do something later with DLC. Maybe we take a potion and can change what we look like. I know that's in the game. That's in the lore. That's in the book. So they could obviously add that to the game. Here's some feedback on fast travel that I don't agree with. They say fast travel is weird. You supposedly travel by flue flame, but you don't need flue powder, and you also don't need to be anywhere near a flame. Being able to endlessly fast travel from anywhere seems kind of cheap in a way. I don't agree with this. I do not agree with this at all. Moving around the world is great, right? You can move around the castle, you can run around, you can hop on your broom in the open world. This is all wonderful. But being able to jump to Hogsmeade or my room of requirements, kind of on a whim, I think is a huge plus. I don't like the idea of like, oh, do you really want to have to run up to the nearest flue flame and then open a fast travel menu? Like, that always feels tedious. Like, I don't think this person's thinking through what they're asking for. In games where I have to go to a particular location in order to fast travel, it seems like it sort of defeats the purpose of fast travel. You're creating tedium within something that's supposed to be convenient. Like, you want to fast travel? I sure would. Okay, you got to run 50 yards over here, go down a corridor, and then there's going to be a fast travel location. Well, okay, like, so there's a prerequisite to fast travel. I like the way that they have you do it. You go unlock the flue flames on the map, you can see where they are, and then that gives you great reason to massively spread out on the map and get them all unlocked, because that's going to make it a lot easier for you to navigate later on. Now, somebody also said, petting cats should not be a cutscene. Listen, enough is enough. This is insanely controversial and completely out of line. I will not even dignify this with a response. The cat petting must remain a cutscene. Anyway, Room of Requirement, somebody says, needs a special spell set. I don't want to swap out spells for just a few minutes so I can update the room and have to switch it back. I, again, 100% agree with this. You'll notice down in the corner, I have a bunch of spells equipped to feed and brush my pets. I don't need that when I'm out in the world, okay? So having to go into the menu and assign all those spells is just a little bizarre, right? I could see that once you go to the Room of Requirement, they could even add, like, a fifth and sixth spell set. Like, let's say you hold down the button and you double tap to the right, or you double tap down, it would take you to these extra slots that are only available in the Room of Requirement. So you could have everything there. You go in, you're like, hey, hold down the right trigger and tap, tap. Okay, here's all my stuff to build. And then you go in here with your pets and you hold down right trigger and tap, tap down. And like, oh yeah, here's all my stuff. I think a fifth and sixth spell set purely for the Room of Requirement would go a long way. It just is super tedious. Like, why on earth would you need to do that? You make me go in and it's just a little bit tedious. And I don't think that's conducive for what the Room of Requirement is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a great sort of relaxing place to go back to at the end of your play session. You can kind of customize, make some potions, plant some stuff, pet your pets, whatever you're feeling like doing. Making that streamlined, I do think, is important, right? Next piece of feedback from the community: an open world this big needs custom markers, especially with so much content locked behind having certain abilities. I don't see this as a big deal, but I do kind of agree with, like, let's say you find something you can't do yet. You're like, oh, I need to come back to this. Being able to put a marker there would be really nice, and having an individual marker, a sword, a flame, a set of wings, I don't know, whatever would be your clue to be like, oh, I can't do this until I get such and such, ability or spell. I do want to praise, though, one of the best UI decisions I've ever seen in map design. Commonly in map design, you'll go to an icon on the map, and there will be an icon for the village, right? It'll be like a little town, and then there'll be all these icons on top of it because there's people there you need to talk to, or a quest, or a question mark, or whatever, and you can't see the icon anymore. It's like buried beneath. In this game, if there are numerous icons on a particular spot, you just hover over it and it like opens them all out so you can see them all. So you can see the name of the location, the icon. You can see what all is there. Is there a side quest there? Is there more than one side quest there? I really loved that. I thought, man, it's the little things that can go a long way sometime. And I really, really thought that extra, tender love and care for the map UI and navigating the map UI, I thought was incredibly important, because navigating the world and doing and tracking side quests and fast traveling is a significant part of the content loop that you are going to be engaging with. Now, this one I thought was incredibly interesting. They said, a curfew system that requires you to sneak out at night. It seems like this was maybe a cut feature, but it would make the world more immersive, especially if you have world NPCs asking why you're off school grounds at night. Now, this is another hint. I think it may be potential live service or an online experience in the game. You right now have to wait for quests if you're not at the right time of day, and the way that you do it is incredibly bizarre. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but you'll go up to the spot where the quest is, and instead of just hitting start quest and it just like advances time in the world and starts the quest, you like sit down on the ground, and it doesn't even show you sitting down on the ground. It just says wait. You push the button to wait, and then you're just sitting on the ground and you stand up. Like, you just pulled an all-nighter sitting in the professor's lounge or the lab or the hallway, like, whew, you guys finally showed up. Sweet. I've been sitting here on the ground for 12 hours. It's just kind of bizarre. Again, it seems like it was a system that was maybe initially designed for something else. Here's the mini game that where you unlock the locks that somebody says they want to have removed. So I think this maybe points to a bigger system that could lead to more. I think the person asking for this is potentially onto something, like, hey, maybe in New Game Plus, the actual thing, here's the cat cutscene that I refuse to acknowledge should be cut from the game. It is, it's just too good, okay? No, that needs to be a thing, okay? I like that. I could see them doing this where, you get into New Game Plus and the school comes alive and there are schedules and there are classes and there is curfew and there's things happening that are more organic and more emergent, and that would deliver on some of the things that people have asked for. That also would maybe point to something maybe beyond just a single player game, something that they've intended to maybe support and add content to long term. Another piece of feedback here. You should be able to navigate the menus with the D-pad, not the cursor. Yeah, I agree with this one. It feels super slow. I even said the other day when I was navigating a menu, like, oh my gosh, I need a mouse. Like, I'm like slowly dragging the crosshair like all the way. You don't want to turn the sensitivity up too high for something like that, then it just gets absurd. So I think that would be obviously very, very nice. Here's some minor ones. Need to be able to pause cutscenes. I think this one's minor, but again, I think it makes sense. Sometimes you don't know if you're going to initiate a cutscene or a quick dialogue line that lets you start the quest. All of a sudden, a cutscene starts and the phone rings, or, your kid spills milk or something. You're like, oh my gosh. And, being able to pause the cutscene, I think, would be helpful. Here, right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So instead of just clicking that and it saying start quest, you click wait. And then you're just sitting on the ground like a weirdo, and then you stand up, and now I can start the quest. Like, if I walk away and come back, it's like, oh, the quest is ready for me now. Actually, I have to go upstairs. This was a rather weird one. So again, I don't think that system is fully built yet or something. It's very, very bizarre. People are like, well, you can wait on the map. Yeah, but in the game, why would you make me do that? Like, just start the quest and make it daytime. Like, I'm not like, hey, it was nighttime a second ago. Like, no one's gonna care about that. Here's a piece of there's two more big pieces of feedback before I kind of get into some of my own thoughts about this. Somebody says more spell sets. This would likely come with DLC or add-ons at the very least. As I said, a 5th and 6th spell set purely for the Room of Requirement would go a long way. I don't think you need more than the 4 spell sets that are already in the game. That's a ridiculous amount of spells. There's 23 total spells in the game, and with the 4 spell sets, you can have 16 equipped at a time. That's absolutely absurd to think that you need access to more than 16 in a given fight or a given time. Like, setting your spells for an area or a fight or something, I think, is very RPG-esque, and it's not super hardcore because you can have so many spells equipped at once. I can't see needing access to more than 16 at a given time, okay? And I'm gonna keep banging on this drum because I do think many of this could lend itself to add-on content, a Hogwarts Legacy expansion, Hogwarts Legacy DLC. These are things that I believe we could see in the future. I don't know about live service. There are systems in the game. I'm going to talk about those in a moment that would make it difficult to suddenly make this an online live service game, okay? Now, there's one last thing that players have asked for that I, again, think just points to, I think the community is going to organically suddenly realize that Reforge Gaming was right. Like, they're not going to say that, right? But I think slowly but surely there's going to be this emergent hive mind desire that forms that I really would like this to be a live service game. Like, they're going to want to keep playing. You can already hear it in the feedback. People are not thinking about this like a game they're going to play once or twice and put down. People are asking for things as if this were a live service RPG, okay? As if this were something that they plan on sinking many, many hours into. This last piece of feedback is they want to be able to change the seasons in New Game Plus. So the idea being, hey, I would love the ability to, like, make it really snowy out, make it fall out, make it spring, summertime, or whatever, because the seasons change sort of automatically in the game. when you're playing. And once you're on New Game Plus, or like you're done with the game, people would love the ability to customize that on their own. Like, hey man, I'd really love it to be winter time right now in the game. Let's put some snow on the ground. This again, I think, just points to that desire to live in the game, to play the game ongoing. So let me give you my final thoughts, and then we can discuss it as a live stream. Number one, there is a clear desire for multiplayer, or at the very least co-op, as the co-op mod on PC is already being developed and it's kind of trending everywhere. Every article I've seen, every video I've seen covering this is getting tons of clicks and tons of views. Why? Because people want to play together. I said this before the game came out. Like, this is something that people are going to want to do. They are going to want to jump into the game and play with other people. I am dying to play this game with my wife, with the world, the school, and the combat, just sort of begging to have a companion with me. I really think it would go a long way. There are some clear barriers, though, I think, to making it work well. There's another waiting and sitting on the ground, and then I can begin the quest. You see what I'm talking about? The quest hasn't started yet. I have to go press it again. This again just seems like such a bizarre system. Anyways, I do think there are clear barriers to making this game work well, as some of the areas and some of the arenas that you fight in feel a bit tight to have another person there with you. I do think that would be a potential challenge. You also clearly, I think, have to sacrifice certain things, because who's hosting would then, I think, dictate what can be done in the game. Imagine you're wandering around Hogwarts and you haven't solved this math puzzle, but the host has. What's it look like in the game at that point? Is it closed? Is it open? If it's open, can you just run in and grab the treasure and then go grab it again on your own game? These are all of the things that would potentially have to be adjusted in order to make it work, right? You'd almost have to create instances where, yes, I'm in your world, yes, I can see you, but my puzzles aren't solved yet. I haven't found the moth for this mirror yet. I haven't solved this math problem yet. You'd have to do something about that. I do think that would pose a significant development challenge to making this work well, because, hey, who's to say there couldn't be massive problems with just the puzzle solving alone, finding the pages, right? If I haven't found that page yet, but you have, and I do, Revelio, what's that going to do in the game world, okay? That would have to be figured out, but I would absolutely love to play this game co-op with another person. Now, those of you that are watching in the different live environments, make sure you're smashing the like button. I'm almost done with my show open monologue, and then we can discuss it, okay? I know these have been getting longer and longer, but I enjoy it too much to shorten them. My second thing that I want to say, many have pointed out that when you first load up the game, there is a button for additional content right on the homepage. Not only that, there is a message of the day. Now, in my experience, games that typically have these two things are ongoing live service games. They want to be able to update you. Do you really need a message of the day for a single-player game 4 months from now? Do you? I don't know if you do. What are they going to say to you? Like, hey, we pushed out a patch, right? Like, outside of pushing out patches, why would you need a message of the day for a single-player game that many people stopped playing after about a month and a half or so? Message of the day and the additional content button, I do think, point to a game that potentially has more plans than, where it stands right now. Third thing I want to say, many of the systems and things that seem to hint at features or aspects of the game that didn't make the cut could be testing for a purely online game or experience, right? The time of day systems, the way that you move around the world, the way that it seamlessly loads you from one area to another, almost like instancing works in Destiny. If you've ever played Destiny, you go from one area to another. Sometimes there's a little loading screen. It almost seems as if the world has been built in that way. It's not a truly open world. It's almost like a daisy chain of instances. If you're paying close attention, you'll catch those little snags, especially when you're in the castle. So there could be some of these systems that are being tested out as sort of a foundation for the game. Quidditch could be added as a side game like Legends was added to Ghost of Tsushima, but online school hub feel would be an amazing thing, where suddenly you go into Hogwarts Online and the school and the castle are sort of your central hub, and then you can go out and do world exploration, quests, dungeons, whatever. It wouldn't be the same game. You wouldn't be wandering around the walls of Hogwarts and seeing secrets and seeing things to be discovered. It would be a purely online experience. It would strip away a lot of that stuff, and you would purely exist in the world as a student. You'd no longer be working on those little check boxes for your single player experience and playthrough, right? Now, that might not land well with folks who want to play through the game and experience it co-op, but I do think that's a likelihood of something that we see. Even as this game has opened up, and as long as it is just in the open, I think that potentially needs to be changed to allow you to create extra characters and skip it entirely. Do you really want to go through that every time you make an extra character? You gotta, like, watch the car get bit by a dragon and then go through this cave system. Excuse me. You go through this cave system with Professor Fig. Like, do we really need to do that multiple times? Like, every time I play the game? I think they need to give people the option to skip that entirely. So, in conclusion, the game is clearly striking a chord with players, and many of the quality of life requests orbit around elements that would likely come in the way of add-on content, DLC expansions, or live service. You're already sensing the desire in the community for more than just bug fixes. They want this game to live and live on. This is not something like a punctiliar experience, okay? I really hope to see that the popularity of the co-op mod on PC and the desire for that, maybe that pushes them to figure out a way forward with regard to playing with another person if they don't already have plans for that already. As it stands, I think the foundation is there for a huge ongoing game. The question's more about the ability to do it as well as their desire to bring it to fruition. That's it. That's the show open. 32 minutes. I'm sorry. That's super long time. If you guys are watching on the Tickety Talk, man, make sure you are smashing the like button. It gets more people in here. Thank you so much for watching. If I missed any of your input or ideas, put them in the chat again, and I'll do my best to read them. YouTube, where my likes at? Let me see 200 likes on the video. Who wants to be the first member of the day? I tell you what. Let's get one so I can piggyback on it. Could we get one gifted? I owe you guys 10 from yesterday, and I'm going to kick off the show with it. But could we put one in there, and then I'll piggyback off of it? And don't forget, we're doing a sale on our holiday blend of coffee. Use code GETFRICKED. Use code GETFRICKED to get 20% off our holiday blend. We've been printing and shipping those orders very, very quickly. In my opinion, it doesn't need anything. I mean, so out of all the things I listed, you're like, nah, it doesn't need anything. It doesn't need anything at all, right? Online co-op, 4-player group, I think would work. Yo, what's good, Captain Steve? My only concern about 4-player co-op would be some of the areas are really, really snug. They're really, really tight. Yo, Lady Natsu and Arif, you guys both got gifted members from my man Lone Wolf and Sorcerer. All right, that takes us to 2. So you guys just jump-started the day, and I'm going to gift the 10 that I owe you guys. I owe you 10 from yesterday, so here's a great reason to be here first thing in the morning. I usually do these at the end of the stream to reward the people that stick around, but this is a great reason to be here as often as you possibly can, right? Great reason to be here as often as you possibly can. You might get a gifted member right as soon as the stream starts. The game is very choppy, too much loading and buffering. Where are you playing and experiencing that? I've not experienced that at all. Now, I know there are some performance issues on PC that are being addressed, but I don't think that that's an issue right now that is killing the game. Better map controls would be nice. There you go. There's my 10 gifted. Every 25, I owe you guys 5. So if you want to get this thing going, get it going. Gift some members or jump in on your own. You can pay it forward as a way of freeing up space for gifted members. Jump in as a membership. The select menu starts with the map, and switching the quest menu take a while for me. Oh, really? Is that a PC issue, I wonder? Yo, Lordful Mind, thank you for renewing your membership. Good morning. Good to see you in the chat feed. Thanks for being here. Ghostface says, I want to see a photo mode, new game plus, and a 10-hour DLC. That's not a bad request. That's not a bad request. Like 2 seconds, but still. An SSD is next on my list. Well, yeah, that would help. That would help. An SSD would certainly make a big difference for you. Tom Henderson announcement of the new part of the Metro series will take place this year. I don't know why you keep spamming that in my chat, Alex. Like, don't come in here and be like a gaming news bot. That's obnoxious. We're not talking about that right now. We have a place like that in our Discord, though. If you want to dump game news announcements, feel free. But my chat's not the place for that. Like, you just keep you just keep pasting it. People that talk bad about the game at this point, just flat out bad. They're just haters. A lot of the quality of life stuff and some tuning of broom flight controls are my ask in the immediate future. Oh my gosh, I don't know who designed broom flight in this game, right? You guys know that I have high praise for this game. We'll be jumping in later and we'll be playing some more. But who designed the broom flight in this dadgum game? Because it is who thought. Let me just show you some of my own broom flight. Who thought that was a good idea to be like, all right, so here, track with me here. Flight controls have universally been done in a particular way where you just use one joystick to hit forward, backwards, and left and right. And then you just use the other joystick to look around. Basically what you do is you take the basic three-dimensional controls of a shooter or a third-person game and you just apply it to the three-dimensional space of flight. That's pretty good. I have an idea, though. Let's just completely jettison that from the game. And let's do left and right on the left stick and then up and down on the right stick. Just because, you know, let's be different. Listen, I've said this many, many times. If there are established control schemes in the industry, breaking from those established control schemes, it's not innovation, it's stupid. Okay? It's not innovative. Okay? It's stupid. It don't make no sense, okay? It doesn't make any sense. The flight controls make no sense in this game. I like this game a lot. I'm having a blast with it, but the flight controls are just mind-numbingly terrible, right? Just learn the new way. Yes, but why? Right? Why? It's such a simple control scheme. You move in the game like I'm running around in the world with my left stick, forward, backwards, turning, and then I control the camera with my right joystick. And then the minute I jump on my broom, it's like, no. We can't have that. You move forward and then backwards, but if you want to turn and then up and down, it's like, come on, man. All they had to do was put forward, backward, turning on the left, and then camera controls on the right. Like, that's literally how most games do flight controls, right? He's 100% reaching. Yes, with a laundry list of quality of life changes and things that people would like to see, this one particular thing that I'm pointing out is a frustration in the community I'm reaching. Shut the frick up. This makes no sense to me because that part of the story doesn't change with your house. It just seems like an unnecessary and tedious trophy. Oh, I found out this morning that one of the requirements to unlock trophy for platinum is to unlock the map chamber in all four houses. I don't understand. Just pathetically looking for something to complain about and it's a fail. See, you're doing the thing that other people are doing. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming the inverse monster. There are people hating on the game because they want something to hate. And then there are people that, like you, that get like your jimmies rustled and your fifis hurt if anybody criticizes the game. There are things in the game that could be afforded to change. Giving people an option with flight controls, that's like part and parcel to, I don't know, virtually every game in existence that has flight. Like allowing people to invert up and down, allowing people to change control schemes. Like, there's no reason to get this upset and this disturbed by somebody saying, hey man, I love this game, but there's some really nice things they could add and they could change. You're like, oh, you're just hating the game needlessly. Clutch your pearls somewhere else. Having options for the player is a good thing. I'm not looking for something to complain about. I've played this game for 12 hours or more, and I love it. I'm having a blast with it. I'm not looking for something to complain about. I'm not a monster because I think complaining about the flying in this game is ridiculous. Calm down, bro. No, you're the inverse of the morons who hate it needlessly. You're just being somebody who's defending it needlessly. You're like, oh no, somebody has nothing negative to say. Like, come on. There's plenty of things they could do to make it a little bit better. I'm not even really complaining. I was just pointing out the absurdity of the controls. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. There's so many games out there where flight controls are so basic. Listen, how many games have you played where they put reload on a different button and it irritates you? Yeah, that's right. I know you. Gamers gonna game. You sit down to play a shooter after decades of shooters, and they're like, why is the reload button over here? Just learn the new control scheme. No, just use what everybody else is using. Put reload on square or on Xbox, on X. Like, come on. You did just do it. He just wants the good game to be better. Right. A lot of my opening monologue was about the fact that many of the people that are giving feedback to this game, they'd seem to me to clearly be indicating they want this game to continue. They're not just like, oh, hey, can you fix this bug over here? Oh, can you fix this glitch? They're like, no. Can you smooth this edge? Can you smooth this out? Can you smooth that out? Like, I think people are asking for that because they want to spend more time in this game than one playthrough. If you only played the game once, none of this stuff would matter. You'd be like, oh, no, I played through it once. Yeah, that was fine. That shop thing was a little annoying. I couldn't sell all my hats at once. Yeah, that was a little annoying. The only reason you want that stuff smoothed out is because you're going to play the game 4, 5, and 6 times, right? You're going to live in the world. People are asking for, new game plus features. Let me change the season. That'd be really cool, right? I want it to be snowing out, right? Like, oh, let me go around the school as if the school is actually happening. Like, have classes, have an actual schedule within the halls of Hogwarts as a new game plus, element. You sound like a crybaby. You sound like an emotionally unstable person who projects their emotional instability on somebody else because they don't like what they're saying. That's what you sound like. What movement and camera controls does the game actually have? But being able to customize flight's only strange to me. Oh no, there's a variety of options and things you can change with camera controls. One of the number one tips we've read is turn accessibility, acceleration down on the camera and then turn sensitivity up. It makes it feel way like tighter. It feels way better. Yo, my man Rissick, welcome back as a VIP Gold. Welcome back as a VIP Gold. And Astro Candy, thank you for 17 months of support at a member plus. Maybe the game is the prelude to an MMO. Well, and that's something that I've been thinking, right? That's something that I've been thinking is they could really use this as a springboard into a larger game. The school has been built, and you could play a version of the game that's like online, where you're not looking for secrets or solving those little math puzzles. You just be like sort of in the world, right? You'd be like just in Hogwarts. That'd be like your central hub. You'd meet up with classmates, go do some dungeons, go do, whatever. And then, because I do wonder how they would do that. Like if you come into my game and I've solved all of the puzzles in Hogwarts and you haven't, well, are all the doors open for you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't believe you've even played the game. Oh, what's he saying? I have my own complaints, just don't agree with you on the Broom flight. What are some of your complaints about the game, Mark, if you've played it? There should be more locations to explore. I mean, I could 100% see them adding more content. DLC idea, travel to other schools, the Uganda one. Yeah, she talks about the school called Wagadoo, and she talks about how, like, it's carved into the mountain, it's the largest wizarding school, and how they don't even use wands there. And I'm like, that'd be cool. Like, go there and learn how to do spell casting without a wand, maybe learn some new spells. You know what I'm saying? That could be kind of dope. That could be a whole DLC. I mean, that could be a whole dadgum sequel if you really think about it. 23 months from online MVP. And it's a member VIP Gold. There are some big dogs in chat right now. Online MVP and Rissick with those VIP Golds. And those are some God tier gifters right there. Glad to see you guys. Lono, I dislike when jump is an X on PlayStation and A on Xbox. I also don't like when melee are the triggers. Yeah, exactly. It's not innovative. It's not innovative to do that. Like, just do what everybody else is doing. Now, I know everybody wants to see Professor Garlick. Listen, you guys on Reddit got to calm down, okay? You got to calm down. The character is pretty, but everybody just needs to take a cold shower. Just everybody calm down. Professor Garlick deserves respect. She deserves respect and her braids pulled. I mean, I'm just kidding. Yo, online MVP coming in with 20 gifted members. That is a member bomb. I am not going to read all of those names. I'm going to bump the daily member count to 22. This man, so generous. Bro, white knighting for Garlic. I just find it so funny. The thing about Garlic that's weird to me is obviously everybody's like, fawning over her because all of the other professors are dadgum ancient. You know what I mean? So unless you're like really into grandparents or something or senior citizens, you're not going to be really simping for any of the professors. She looks like she's younger than you. You know what I'm saying? She literally looks like she's a fifth year right along with you. I don't know. I think that's part of the problem. Is people are like, she looks like she's our age. Like you'd ask her out to lunch or something. So, in any case, I just get why Lono bashes on anyone. I just get why Lono bashes anyone whose opinion differs from his own. Okay. Let me explain something to you, Amber, because you're having a hard time understanding what the difference is between having a debate and a disagreement and being a douchebag, right? When someone comes in and says, you're just looking for something to complain about, you're being a douchebag. We're having dialogue. We're talking about potential updates that could make the game better, potential quality of life improvements, and telling me that I'm just looking for something to complain about, that's not an opinion or a discussion. You're being a dismissive douchebag, right? And me slapping that down is not me slapping down somebody with a different opinion. Do you understand the difference? Now, if somebody would have come in and said, I don't know, Lono, I think flight's totally fine. I wouldn't be like, how dare you think that? You couldn't possibly think that flight's fine. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, okay, all right, you like flight. I don't. I think the flight is bad. I think the flight could afford to be, give me some options is all. You know what I mean? This guy just does streams complaining about things that are awesome and raging in his chat. I love this guy. Subscribe. But I've not been complaining. I've not been. Look at my videos about Hogwarts. I talked about how it's breaking records. I argued that it's worth buying in a debate with, not a debate, but a discussion with my friend 30 Incel Gaming. Is it worth buying? You're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. You're so sensitive. So all my coverage up to now has been nothing but positivity. And then I talk about, hey, here are some things they could polish and make better. All this guy does is complain. He just can't enjoy anything. I've been playing the game for 12 hours and have largely given it nothing but a glowing review, maybe a 9 out of 10 right now as it currently stands. I was expecting to give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10, and I've said it's exceeded almost all of my expectations. But all this guy does is complain. Okay. I mean, you just look insecure and just overly sensitive. You just look insecure and overly sensitive. Like, you should be able to look at the game that you love and say, hey, I would like there to be things added. You got me so wound up that I didn't call out Rissik's 20-member bomb on chat. We now have had 42 members on the day. Rissik, an online MVP. You guys are madmen. You're madmen. Murph Dog with 17 months at a VIP membership. This should technically be about 26 months. This should include the time on the old channel, but that's all right. I'm happy to support either way. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. You'll get the 2 years, Murph. You'll get there. I believe in you. I believe in you. You should complain even more about awesome stuff. Embrace being the guy and you'll get millions of subs. You should embrace emotional transparency and see how you need to do some heart work because you have a problem. it's okay for somebody to criticize something that they love. It actually typically comes out of love. Like, if I didn't like this game and I thought it was bad, I wouldn't be covering it, playing it, or asking it to be better. I have so many theories about how this game could go on for a very, very long time. Like, it could really, really survive. They could create an entire live service ongoing Hogwarts experience, because I think the base game is just so excellent. I mean, one of the things I've talked about is how much the combat surprised me, right? But when you continue to drive a narrative that I just complain about things that are awesome, you just show your lack of intelligence, your inability to listen and hear that someone can like something, somebody can love something and give it high praise, and yet say, you know what? I actually think there's some areas in the game that could be improved and made better, and you have an infantile emotional stability level that just the minute you hear something that's critical, you interpret it as negative. Like, maybe you had parents that were too critical or something, so criticism triggers you. I don't know. like the list of things I read through this morning would be really, really nice. Like, hey, when I want to sell 20 hats or 10 different pieces of clothing, could I have them all marked as junk so that way I could sell them all in one? That's a pretty nice request. I think that would make engaging with the NPCs in the shops a little bit better. You know what I mean? A little bit better. Thoughts on Elden Ring Souls games? Just a yes or no answer. Are you a lawyer? And what? Thoughts on Elden Rings and Souls games? Just a yes or no answer. You want my thoughts, but I can only say yes or no. This seems like a trick question. This seems like a trick question. Listen. I want your thesis on the longevity and elasticity of live service games and games as a service. You can only answer with yes or no. You can only answer with yes or no. That's all you get. You can own your own shop on PlayStation. There's an exclusive mission. Have you seen it? I've not done it yet. No, I've not done it yet. Yeah, there's like a mission with like an extra shop and also the luck potion, and there's a quest as well. That's only available. That's an exclusive to PlayStation for 1 year. Apparently, people on the PC are like hacking into it or something to that degree. Objection, hearsay. That's right. There's so much potential. The game is definitely not perfect, but I know I can't get enough. I only want the devs to put out more content if they are fully invested in it like the base game. The only thing I'm worried about is, did they create a bunch of systems that just won't work? What ways could the flying controls be improved? Yes or no? Yeah, it's like a poorly written quiz. A poorly written quiz. You know what I mean? He hasn't even started to yell yet. You'll know when he does. Yeah, a lot of that was showmanship. Besides Broom, my big thing is bag space. As tedious as that sounds, I know you can sell and destroy, but it's so dang small for a good portion of the game. I've already got my bag up to 28, and I don't feel... Here's the problem with... this is my issue with what you're saying, Tex. I like when a game does what Hogwarts did. You want more bag space? There's stuff to do in the world to improve it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes a game will be like, hey, how you doing? I'm great. I can't wait to play your game. We need you to go collect these 25 different flower types. Cool, why? Just because. Do I get anything? No. You get a checkbox and a little Chivo, but that's all you get. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I could do that. All right. What they do in this game is they're like, hey, go do all these Merlin trials. And you're like, now why would I do that? We'll make your carrying capacity bigger. Oh, well, now you have my attention. I'll do that. You know what I mean? +1 on bag trial space. I haven't figured out even how to do the trials, drop the leaves or whatever. Then I couldn't see even what changed. Okay, so if you're having trouble with Merlin trials, like Hogwarts Legacy Merlin trials, if you're having trouble with them, the ticket to doing the Merlin trials is, after you drop the leaves, right, do Revelio. There's a handful of ones. There's a handful of types out in the world. Okay, there's a handful of types. There's the kind where you just like shoot the balls, like find all the balls. There might be little like bowls, and you need to light those on fire. And sometimes you got to do it fast because as you'll do one and then they all start shrinking. Or no, you do it, and as you do it, they start going down, right? And then there's one where you like have to hit a ball and it like rolls down a hill or whatever, right? So I would say that is the best way to approach it, is you drop the leaves and then you just look for, braziers, you look for balls to shoot, you look for a ball to push. That's pretty much the best way to do it. 40's not enough for how many greens and blues you get for just killing the poachers. Oh, so you're saying late game, does it fold in on itself? Okay, so somebody on the Tickety Talk is saying that 40 spaces is not enough. They're saying, oh, yeah, you get late game and you're just getting a ton of crap, And obviously, if you're like a completionist or you're like me, you're like a looter, you can't destroy anything. You want to go sell it and get the money. Like, I don't know about you. I can't do that. I can't, like, destroy something. I'm like, no, I can take this and sell it. Yeah, you can sell it for 60 coin. Yeah, I know. I know I can sell it for 60 coin. I want to sell it for 60 coin. Those coins are mine. The dungeon puzzles are kind of boring. So far, I've enjoyed the dungeon puzzles that I've played. I'm, 12 or 13 hours into the game. Destroying late game items should give materials for the loom. I mean, that would be a good middle ground to be like, listen, we know you're going to end up with a lot of these late game, but destroying them serves a purpose or something. Oh, you're not going to get money, but destroying them gives you materials. I agree. Late game feels like I'm always running to a vendor to sell stuff. Yeah, and see, that's just a tipping point. Certain games have that. They have that tipping point where they didn't properly consider the abundance of certain items, and then it creates an unnecessary tedium in the game. There's an easy fix to that, Give people that get late game maybe more opportunities to expand their storage capacity or something. You know what I mean? A sell all button would help. I personally love Broom Flight. It felt like a flying broom. One thing I feel it needs to be better is spell swapping in combat. It feels clunky on PS5 to me. I'd go to swap sets and I would open up the spells menu. I mean, I have definitely done that. I wonder if they should have thought differently about, the D-pad being used for Revelio and opening your spells. Like, I wonder if they should have thought about that. Because you're also having to hit right trigger and then hitting a direction on the D-pad. What if the D-pad didn't do anything until you held down right trigger? So then that couldn't happen, right? Like, a real simple change would be this. For Revelio, I guess you could just make... well, you wouldn't want to make Revelio a spell. At the very least, they could make it to where you have to hold it down, right? You have to hold Revelio down for like a half a second, or you have to hold right on the D-pad to open up spells for like a half a second. That way, it's almost never happening by accident. What if they use the movement of the pad and you switch it like a wand? Oh, well, that would only work on PlayStation. If you guys are just tuning in, the latest Hogwarts Legacy update has hit the PC and the Xbox. PlayStation 5 is going to have to wait a little bit longer for the latest Hogwarts Legacy patch. So I decided to go through a list of ideas and requests from the Reddit community. There's like a laundry list of quality of life updates that people would like to see added to the game. So we're just talking through ways to make the game better. Obviously, we had some bad actors here this morning. I think some of those people are trolls that are very upset at the fact that my channel just hit 25k subscribers, and we have various generous people here gifting members. We already have 42 members on the day, and so some of those people from the Destiny days are coming in and like trying to disrupt chat. And I have fun with them. I play with my food, and we've already tossed them. So we don't have to worry about them disrupting the conversation anymore. When they instantly cast me in that light, I know what they're doing, which is why I had some fun with them. Congrats on 25k, mate. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. We've been kind of celebrating yesterday and today the fact that we hit 25,000 subs on YouTube. That's kind of a big deal. Derek says, carrying capacity. Someone should make a funny video of increasing terrible ways to have it make it bigger and see if anyone ever checks it out. Example, my hatred of killing animals versus Horizon Forbidden West pouches. Right. I remember that in the first Horizon Zero Dawn, like having to go hunt for specific animals, you know, because I needed certain pouches to get bigger. I remember that. I really, really do. Add more side quests for us in Ravenclaw. Dylan, I'm actually surprised that they did that. I didn't think they were going to do that. The fact that one house has less side quests, I don't understand that at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you have an equal number of side quests? Like, I would be pretty annoyed if I picked Slytherin and they're like, yeah, Slytherin got less side quests. I'd be like, what? Why? That doesn't make any sense at all. Take us to the Ministry of Magic? Yeah, that'd be cool. Add a new level so the unlock spell to remove the minigame after you learn more about it. I really like the unlock minigames, though. I like finding the frequencies in Spider-Man and in Batman. I like microcosmic content loops. It disrupts the monotony. Here's what I think happens. Okay, this is what I think happens. Some of this is on the game devs, and I think some of this is on you. Okay, some of this is on you. You finally get the ability to unlock those locks. So, if you're like me, what do? You go look for as many as you can find. So now you're doing them all in close conjunction with each other. You're like, unlock a door. Unlock a door, unlock a door, unlock a door, unlock a door, right? And when you do that, you're like, this is getting old. But if you spread it out and you only kind of do it as you discover them, it's not that big of a deal, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think in the grand scheme of the game, just sort of allowing things like that to happen in an organic, sort of emergent way, you're like, this is no big deal. What did Zubair say? I actually ended up feeling guilty about all the rabbits and lobsters I was killing. I started using explosive spears just so the rabbits would feel special before they went. Why would you spread that out? Well, think of it this way, Chris. Let me give another example. Once I figured out how to do the math puzzles, I did like 3 in a row, and the tedium of the math puzzle started to annoy me. Kapling, 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 kapling. Just that little sound that it makes. I was like, come on! You know what I'm saying? Like, you're sort of doing that to yourself. I'm saying it's both on the devs and it's both on you, right? The devs could do something to make it happen more organically, because instead what happens is it's a Metroidvania thing, but it's done, I think it's done in a way that doesn't serve the microcosm. Does that make sense? So when you're ever been checked for ADHD? No. So when you're playing a Metroidvania and you suddenly get like double jump, and now you know, oh, there's all these areas that I can go back and do double jump and I can go over, okay? The thing is, though, is you don't have all those areas marked on the map. Does that make sense? So you can't be like fast travel, double jump, fast travel, double jump, fast travel, double jump. Because then you'd be like, well, this is kind of monotonous. What you end up doing is you just re-explore areas and you sort of organically discover places that are like, oh, I can get up there now. I forgot about this place. Oh, yeah, I remember this place from really early in the game. I can get up there now. So I think the difference is with the way that it works in Hogwarts is you're like, I can do unlocks now. And you run around and you're like, Revelio, Revelio, Revelio. And you're like, there's one, and you do it. And when you do them back to back like that, it's like, well, it gets old, right? You burn yourself out. So sometimes I just think it's the player sort of self-inflicting monotony or tedium when the game itself doesn't really ask you to do that. You could just wander around Hogwarts, continue to do side quests and main quests, and then when you see those locks, you could then unlock them, like when you see them, right? This dude loves being different. Yeah, you're right, as I play one of the most popular games in the world and talk about it. I really love to be different with Harry Potter. Yeah, I'm going to really blow your hair back. I'm really different. I was born in the 80s, and I like Star Wars. I'm not like other guys. Metroidvania games are 1,000% better when you know where to go already. Changed my mind. I mean, I think that just organic emergent experiences in a game, they land better. Does that make sense? Like, I think this is one of the reasons that the open world exploration in Elden Ring hit somebody. Well, hit all of us so hard. It was like, this is amazing. Because you literally felt as if you were discovering the world. It wasn't like, here's an exclamation point, here's a question mark, here's a door icon, here's an NPC, and you're like, I know where to go, and the map just turns into like, you're just beelining everywhere. Instead, the Elden Ring open world map was an emergent experience of discovery. So, in a game like this, when you suddenly have a new ability, you engage with it. You engage with it in a mechanistic way. Does that make sense? Super mechanistic. Oh, I got this thing now. And then that's all you do for the next 25 minutes. I'm not saying that they couldn't have designed it better, but I'm saying, is that really a justification for the criticism of it? Well, yeah, you suddenly got the ability to do Alohomora, and instead of just sort of doing it as it comes up in the game, you did 20 locks in a row, and you're like, this is getting really old. It's like, well, yeah, because that's all you're doing now. Like, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You can turn off the icons on the map. Yeah, no. Yeah, I wasn't saying anything about Hogwarts open world exploration with icons. I was just saying, I was giving an example of a game that had emergent gameplay experiences that were more organic, and I think Elden Ring's a great example of that, right? You contrast that with how we mechanistically engage with games sometimes. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm this level now. I can go do this, and then you do it 7 times in a row. I think that's one of the dangers of sort of procedural power fantasy. You give a player a new ability, and then that's all they're going to do for the next 25 minutes, and then the ability becomes a bit of a nuisance in their mind. They're like, well, this is kind of annoying. Like, unlocking the doors should be a really exciting moment, but now I'm seeing people saying, oh, I don't like the minigame. I don't like the minigame of Alohomora. And I'm like, but it's totally fine. Like, when I suddenly discovered that I could do the frequency thing, it's the same thing in Spider-Man, right? You control the 2 joysticks and you line up the frequency. When I suddenly realized I could do that, I didn't go do that 20 times in a row. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would I do that? Would be kind of weird. But I think that I really do just auto-solve Alohomora. No, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I don't. If you want to turn that on yourself, what if you level it up all the way and it does it automatically? That could be a perk that you unlock or something. But I'm telling you, you can optimize the fun out of a video game. And the minute you interact with microcosmic pieces of the content loop and you want them removed, you're going to flatten the game out. And it's going to be purely mechanistic. Go here, solve it. Go here, solve it. Go here, open the door. Go here, kill this guy. Like ding, 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 ding. You're almost like a pinball just bouncing off of the points of interest in the NPCs and the quests. You're not actually like experiencing the gameplay in the world. Yeah, I find a couple Daedalian keys, pick a couple locks, and then move on to something else. Right. Like, I'm telling you, I'd be okay with them giving you as an option. I'd be okay with that giving you the option to do that. But I think that sometimes people argue for things that would dilute the game into a purely mechanistic experience, and I think that would be to your peril. You would enjoy the game less often. When I was playing the game day one, and I had people coming in and they were like, oh, what's your advice to people jumping in right at the beginning? My advice was, take your time. Like, take your time. Read everything. Scan everything. Like, I was reading the lore pages. I loved it. I was like, it's this charming immersion into the world of Hogwarts. It was almost romancing me as a non-Harry Potter fan, right? As a non-Harry Potter fan, I was like, man, I gotta tell you, this is really good. This is really, really good. I was really, really enjoying it. And I was telling people, take your time. Level 2 or 3 need the minigame. Wait, you're saying you need the minigames on level 2? Turn it into a game where you flick your sticks in a certain direction? Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but you're not flicking your sticks in a certain direction. You're taking a stick and you're rotating it around, finding the sweet spot, and then rotating around and finding the sweet spot. It's just like the frequency thing in Batman and Spider-Man. This is not a new concept as a mini game. It's not a new concept. By the way, we're 8 members away from me owing you guys 10 members. I already did 10 members this morning. Every 25 members on YouTube, and I have to gift 5 members. I do this at the end of the stream to reward the people that have been hanging out and enjoying the show. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to be diving back into Hogwarts Legacy gameplay today on YouTube, going through a bunch of side quests. That's what we're going to be doing today, is a bunch of side quests. We've been doing the main quest. We've been doing the campaign. Now I want to do a bunch of side quests with you guys. I hope you're there. I hope you hang out. I hope you guys continue to support gameplay. And then don't miss tomorrow. I'm going to have a Game Pass debate with Doc Dark 1985 and my man 30 and Stowe Gaming. That'll be an amazing show. That's our second show tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell button. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button. We're having an amazing turnout today. I want to know what you think. What is something in Hogwarts Legacy that you would like to see changed or updated? We got rid of the haters that were saying that we were just complaining to complain. I think there are some things that could be dramatically improved. I am going to continue to say, with customization, I would love to be able to cycle the scarf styles. I know that might seem nitpicky, but I've gotten some scarves and I'm like, yo, this scarf looks dope. And then I wear it like a moron. I'm like, why am I wearing it that way? It's all like draped on my shoulders like a shawl that like an old lady wears. This is the one I'm talking about. Look at that. I love the color. I love that color. It looks like it's made out of metal. And then look how he's wearing it. That doesn't look like a scarf. It's like an old lady's shawl. It's like I'm going to sit next to a fire and drink some chamomile tea and do some knitting with my friend Barbara. Like, it doesn't look cool at all, right? You can clearly see when you click on the other scarf styles, there's like 4 or 5 ways that you wear scarves in this, right? There's 1 forward, 2 back, draped, wide drape. There's like all these different styles. Just like how you can like press a button to push your hood up. I'd love to like press a button and like, could I cycle through the scarf styles? Because I'm like, ooh, I love the way this one looks, but could I wear it like a scarf instead of a shawl? You know what I'm saying? 1800, Lono? 1800? 1800 what? Are there 1800 scarves in the dadgum game? I'm literally talking about it right now in the gameplay. That's why I'm showcasing it. I'm literally talking about it right now. That's my footage from the other day. I want to help the goblins get wand rights without being a dark wizard. The year? So what? So what? What's that have to do with the scarf styles? Fashion wasn't a thing in the year 1800. Get out of here. Look at my character. Tell me that fashion wasn't a thing. My character's looking pretty nice. What are you talking about? Have you seen the fur coat and the pimp hats? Get out of here. There was no style. You can literally dress like a 1970s pimp if you would like. Get out of here. There was no style in the 1800s. You're supposed to look like a grandma talking to Barbara. I disagree. There's literally a robe made out of dragon skin. Shut up, Bellix. You're supposed to look like a grandmother wearing dragon skin? Oh, stop it. Put on one of those amazing hats. Oh, I don't like them. I like my hair is very tall. I like my pompadour in the game. My character kind of looks like me. Like, I really wish I could put a beard on him. It would remarkably look like me, especially when I wear my round glasses. By the way, these are from Gamer Advantage. If you guys are ever looking at getting glasses that do the blue light blocking, use my code at Gamer Advantage. Use code LONO, L-O-N-O. So, I just like all the hats. Yeah, the hats don't do it for me. They really don't. It's a bummer because there's tons of them, but they end up looking really derpy. Now, I put a hat on my character for today's thumbnail, and I thought it looked pretty good, but it's like it's from the back, and I mess with the colors a little bit. Corgi Castle. Hey, Corgi Castle, thank you so much for being a subscriber over here on the Tickety Talk. If you guys want to support me over here, smash the likes, smash the shares, maybe consider pressing the star button. Corgi Castle says, a Beast DLC, a Quidditch DLC, maybe travel to other wizarding schools in the next game. Plenty of content. I want a beard, too. I know I'm a 5th year and a beard would be kind of weird, but I'm like, you know, I like beards. I have one. Or you could shave to match your characters. Or you could shut up, Lion. Yes, these are prescription. Yes. Yep. Yeah, these are prescription glasses. Yeah, one of the reasons that I like Gamer Advantage glasses so much. Let me see if I've got them down here. One. Yeah, they're behind this monitor. One of the reasons I like the Gamer Advantage glasses so much, I'll show you the frames I was wearing yesterday. Because my other sunglasses attachments are upstairs. So these are the other ones I was wearing yesterday. You can see there the distortion. Yes, these are prescription lenses. Right? Is especially since I wear prescription, I don't have to take sunglasses with me. I can just take these with me, right? I like that very, very much. Because, you know, it gives me an easy option when I'm out and about. And they're super flexible. So they're made from the same material. They use the material that they use for like IV tubes. So it's flexible. It goes back to like its original shape. All of the glasses are flexible like that and extremely, extremely light. For gamers especially, they're great because they're so light and they're so comfortable. They're not awkward to wear with headphones. As someone who's worn glasses for pretty much my entire life, Gamer Advantage are the ones to go with. And I don't like contacts, no. Just passing through, saw the Gamer Advantage glasses, love mine. Yes, thanks for the endorsement. And make sure and use code Lono over there if you ever get some. If I get enough code usage this month, I think I get put into a drawing and they'll send me some more frames. You're pushing the glasses sponsor and neglecting your own stuff that you ship from your house. Yeah, the coffee. We've not sold any coffee today yet. Who wants to be the first coffee order? When does the hair juice start shipping? You can't touch your own eye. I mean, I've done contacts before. I don't like them. I don't like contacts. Thank you guys for such an enormous turnout today on the YouTube channel. A couple more likes for 300 likes, and we almost have 2,000 likes over here on the Tickety Talk. Have you heard of X Defiant? I have. I have no interest in covering it. I know people were also wanting to maybe see me play Wild Hearts over here on YouTube. I did Returnal on PC yesterday, and we beat all 4 biomes. The first 4, not all 4. We beat the first 4 out of 6 biomes in one run, if you want to see that. Oh my gosh, what an experience that was. I was just glad we got to Biome 4. It's my favorite boss. Some of the best music ever. One of the best moments in a game ever, and you can watch that past broadcast. But I will not be checking out Wild Hearts. It's having all kinds of performance issues, and I didn't really see the point in playing it. Are there any games similar to Hogwarts? I fell in love with gaming all over again. That is such a great question to ask. I honestly, it's hard for me to think of a game like Hogwarts. We were trying to think of one the other day, and I think it's really difficult because there's just something about the combat in the game. There's not really another game like it. I mean, there's open world action adventure games if that's what you're looking for. If you just want to explore and have a great experience, you know, a lot of those games I think are going to be on the PS5. Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Forbidden West, you know, these are going to be games I would say, yeah, AC Origins, AC Odyssey. I would give more of a strong recommendations to Assassin's Creed Origins. Yeah, Fable for the charm. Yeah, that's going back pretty far, though. That's going back pretty far. So I think those are great games. I think Immortals Phoenix Rising, you might find Immortals Phoenix Rising to be a little similar. Immortals Phoenix Rising is a lot like Assassin's Creed and Breath of the Wild had a baby. Very similar menu system with the icons in your gear. And a transmog system to look the way that you want to look. That would be a good one. I remember a few of us thinking that the gameplay for Wild Hearts looked visually janky, and an Uber streamer telling us to be quiet. No. The gameplay is getting praise. It's having performance problems. I've seen plenty of people say that like Wild Hearts is really enjoyable and they really like it and they feel like it's got really, really good gameplay. It's a good Monster Hunter game. That's a hard thing to do, right? Step into the Monster Hunter world. It's having performance issues. No, it's not just Monster Hunter. It's a different spin on it. How hard is Returnal? It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, God of War. I wouldn't say God of War. Yeah, Witcher 3. Witcher 3. Okay, recap. Goddess is asking me for a recap. All right, so if you guys are just tuning in, thank you so much for being here. The latest Hogwarts Legacy update has hit both PC and Xbox. The Hogwarts Legacy patch will be hitting PlayStation 5 later. So I'm going to give you a recap. This is some of my gameplay from the other day. No major spoilers. This is all very, very early gameplay. Basically, the community has outlined a long list of updates and quality of life things that they would like to see added to the game, improvements, etc. Some of the feedback, I think, heavily centers around the idea that people want to play this game for a really long time. I've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes, so I'll go ahead and read through the bullet points for you. I won't give my feedback and my thoughts. I'll just read through the bullet points for you. People would like to have a sell all, buy all option whenever they're selling all 20 of their hats or their undesired, pieces of clothing, selling them all at once. I agree with that. Adjusting flight controls to be more intuitive. Can we just fly around with one stick and look around with the other, like, classic flight controls in virtually every other game? That would be nice as an option. Alohomora, people want that to be automatic. They don't want to have to do the unlocking mini game. I actually don't agree with that one, but people would like that one to be automatic. They want there to be a better student experience. They want to be able to move through Hogwarts and there to be classes happening and interacting with students and professors. And I think that is, again, one that points to people that are looking to Hogwarts to be more than just a one-off game. They would like it to be a game that probably goes on for a longer time. At the very least, that would be something that would be done in New Game Plus. They would like accepting a quest to not overwrite their currently tracked quest. Right now, anytime you accept a bunch of side quests, you got to go back into the menu and then retrack the quests that you were on ahead of time. This is a simple change I think they could make. That just seems like developer oversight. That doesn't seem like a huge ask, and that could be an easy fix. They would also like when you put on new gear for their transmog choice to stay. So like, let's say you get a new jacket and it's a fur coat, but you don't want it to change your current transmog of your robe. But when you put on the fur coat, it does. It suddenly makes the fur coat what you're wearing. People would like an override option so that every time you change your gear, you don't have to re-transmog it. I think that'd be an easy checkbox to give people. Whenever you go transmog an item, you would just say, override, or permanent override or something like that, so that like it's always that unless you uncheck the box. That could be an easy option to add. People would like more face options. Every character kind of looks the same. I've seen numerous people playing the game and they look almost exactly like me. If they pick that hairstyle and they make themselves a white dude, they look a lot like me, especially if they rock some of the classic Harry Potter circle glasses. They're going to look almost exactly like my character. That is something people are asking for. I think you could probably do that with lore. There are potions to make yourself look differently, and maybe that would be something that you do, and then you could just, like, leave it, right? Like, oh, yeah, that's just what I look like now. That might be a little weird to constantly look different than how you did at the beginning of the game, from a lore reason. Like, what if Hermione always looked like, like Helena Bonham Carter? The people were complaining that fast travel is weird. Being able to endlessly fast travel without even needing to go up to a flue flame. I don't agree with this piece of feedback at all. People said that petting cats should not be a cutscene because people are stupid. Petting the cats is amazing. Room of Requirement, I agree with this one. It needs a special spell set. Having to swap out your spells just for the few minutes that you're in the Room of Requirements. I actually 100% agree with this. We even came up with an idea this morning where I said, what if whenever you were in the Room of Requirement and you held down right trigger, you could just double tap to the right or double tap down, and that would take you to a 5th and 6th spell set that were only available when you were in the Room of Requirement, because feeding your pets and petting them and changing, furniture, all of that, I think, could be something that you don't have to specifically take up a bunch of spell slots for. That feels like a pretty easy oversight. Again, simple quality of life improvement to say, hey, whenever you're in the Room of Requirement now, there's extra spell sets specific to that room. that, you know, you can use when you're in there. People would like custom markers because the open world is so big. Sometimes you come across something that you can't do yet, and they would like to be able to put a custom marker on the map so that they can come back to it later. People are asking for a curfew system, maybe in a new game plus sort of thing, like once you beat the game, the school becomes alive, and if it's nighttime, you can't be out. They ask why you're out and about. Maybe you have to sneak. Again, this points to people looking at this game as more of a living game, as more of a live service game, and something that would give you that organic feeling of being in a living world where there's classes happening and there's a curfew system and you need to go back to your room and go to bed. Things like that. Maybe even give you, this is an idea that I just had, maybe even give you a reason to play the game organically. Like if you go back to your bed and if you sleep, maybe it gives you perks and benefits for the next day. So you would do that and then you could go questing and fighting and have some buffs or something. I don't know. Maybe it would replenish certain things. People would like to be able to navigate the menus with the D-pad instead of the cursor. I tend to agree with them. I think the cursor dragging around is a bit much. You know, definitely makes me wish I had a mouse hooked up to my PlayStation. People would like to be able to pause cutscenes, and they would also like to have more spell sets. I think more spell sets could come. Again, I don't think you need more spell sets. I think once you set out into the world and you're doing things and you're fighting and you know, you don't need more than 16. You don't need more than 16, quests. I'm sorry, you don't need more than 16 spells at a given time. No, nobody's ordered coffee today, Mama. We have an odd number of labels on the coffee orders, so if somebody were to order coffee this morning, they would literally get printed right now and get shipped today. You'd get, like, expedited shipping. You got 10 minutes on that window, because that's when they're going to start bagging it up. I would love a hard mode that changes the general gameplay. People also ask for the ability to change the season in the game. Okay. Like they want to just be able to make it snow or make it fall or make it summer. A lot of people have said like that would be really, really great. Thoughts on no Quidditch? Great question. So that was a recap. I just did a nice little recap of today's show. I opened the show with like a 30-minute monologue about all the things they could do to improve it. That wasn't any of my thoughts. Most of that was just me recapping the bullet points. If you want to show some appreciation for that live stream recap, do me a favor. Smash the like button. Get us to 400 likes on YouTube. Get us to 3,000 likes over here on the Tickety Talk. Consider supporting the channel more directly. You can hit the star button and become a paying subscriber. Over here on YouTube, you can become a paying member by clicking join. You can click the dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. If you're on Android, you can now gift members as well on more than one platform. The only platform that can't gift members now, as far as I know, is the Apple platform. That's because Apple wants a cut. So maybe show some appreciation for the little recap I just gave y'all. So to the question about Quidditch. I think Quidditch is coming. I do. I don't think it's a coincidence or an accident that you're at Hogwarts for like less than 5 minutes and the headmaster's like, hey, I know everybody's upset about no Quidditch. This year's season of Quidditch, he specifically says. He doesn't say Quidditch is banned indefinitely. He says this year's season of Quidditch is banned. So, and when you interact with the woman who teaches you how to, like, use the broom and stuff, she says certain things. It's like, oh, you would make a great Quidditch player. I know they might just be lore building, but I find that to be incredibly unlikely. That they would, like, draw your attention to no Quidditch. Like, the first thing the headmaster does is, like, draw attention to the fact that there's no Quidditch. I think that was intentional. Thanks for the recap. I was late? No worries. No worries. I like doing that for you guys. Thank you so much. Heading over for some glasses. Hey, yeah, if you guys use my code for Gamer Advantage, man, thank you so much for doing that. Somebody ordered some coffee. They're getting printed today. Skiffy Skiffles decides to grab a bag of Frickmas. You didn't use the discount code. Guys, remember, if you order our holiday blend right now, we're doing a huge discount, 20% off if you use code GETFRICKED. If you're a coffee drinker, check out reforgeroast.com. That's not a sponsor. That's our coffee. That's mine. It's in my house. Like, I get a skid of it. It shows up in the driveway, right? My wife and kiddos bag it up and ship it to you. It's kind of like supporting a small business. Have you done the third trial? There's some references to Quidditch right before. I don't know if I've done the third trial or not. What's your favorite frame style? I'll be probably picking some up. Currently, let me show you my favorite frame style. That's actually an excellent question. The most popular ones are the augments. The most popular ones are the augments. All right, let me show you. Let's come out of this scene. So the horizons aren't just translucent. They're like insanely light and flexible. These are the lightest glasses I've ever worn. They actually make it harder to wear some of the big frames that I have. I love these. I can't even feel them. They're so light. I actually think they're stylish too. Like, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to pull off this style. The guy, my partner manager at Gamer Advantage was like, you should get the Horizon ones. I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. So these ones, I really, really like these ones. They're super, super light. Now, these ones don't come with the sunglass attachment. That's the one downside to the Horizon. So if you really want the sunglass attachments, these are the augments. These are slightly larger than the ones I was wearing yesterday. You know the ones I showed you a little bit ago with like the black sunglass attachments? Which ones are these? I always forget the names of these. Infernos. So the Infernos have black, right? These are a little bit larger, and then it has like that brown pattern on it. I really like the augments because they're larger. They're a little bit more... They're like a little more Tony Stark. They're not quite as like classic geek. You know, like thick rimmed glasses, the thick black rimmed glasses that are kind of like synonymous with like geek and Geek Squad and all that. I like the augments because they're a little bit bigger. These are the Storms. So if you're into like, you know, you want to look a little bit like Harry Potter. I've been told I look like Spielberg when I wear these. I kind of see it. Oh, like a young Spielberg, that is. I don't look like him now. What do you think about adding broom quests? Like races and bloom popping? I mean, I like the broom quests. I don't know about more though. Right? I don't know about more because it's like I don't think flying's that great. Like, I think flying is fine. It's one of those things where I think they'd have to make the controls better. I feel like the flying controls are clunky and unappealing. You know what I mean? I'm glad Quidditch isn't in the game, and if they don't improve flying, I hope it's never added. Yeah, I can't see them adding Quidditch with the current control scheme. It's just awful. I got one. I've said multiple times we can play it in the evening, and you're like, meh. No, we can sit with each other on the couch, and we can each play our own game. I wouldn't be in here. We would each have our own television. That's so weird, babe. I'd be like, sorry, babe, you want to play Hogwarts? I'm playing in the office. No, that's not what I meant. We can try it one night and see how it feels. It would be a little weird that like you're in your game and I'm in mine because we usually play in the same game together. Hang on one second. Why is this saying 3 days ago? There's no way this is 3 days ago. I printed a bunch of labels last night. I now have 3 orders. All right, let's just do them all. Rissix is saying it was in here 3 days ago. I just got the email this morning. That's so weird. I literally printed labels last night. All right, we're going to have 2 light. You ship coffee to Sweden? Not really. It's so expensive. Yeah, we got another order of coffee from Yakeman and another person that didn't use the discount. Frickmas and a dark roast. You guys aren't using the discount. I mean, I don't care. You want to give me more money? That's your choice. Let's see. The next one is one Frickmas. I love having to tell it no return label like 2 and 3 times. No return label. No return label. No return label. I inverted my flight controls and it's much better. It's not just the inverting, though. It's the turning. Like, I want to be able to go forward, backwards, and turn with one joystick and then look around with the other one. Like, that's just, like, basic flight controls from so many games. One frick, one dart. One frick, one dart. And then we're done. We're not doing any more chat. We're disrupting the show to print labels. And I went away from gameplay just in case. I didn't want to dox anybody and, like, have their label, like, pop up on the screen. That'd be really uncomfortable. There you go. Oh yeah, we just ordered some dark bags. Oh, someone's from Louisville? Oh, cool. I'm not going to say who, but somebody that ordered is from Louisville. That's neat. One of the handful of orders we got in the last couple of days. Thinking about the controls are weird. Can't they make B or A or whatever on the PlayStation be up and down? I'm telling you, the whole thing with flight in the game, it's just bizarre. I'll be honest with you. I just think it's bizarre. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm not like trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. I'm just like, it's crazy how the old GameCube Quidditch game had better flight controls. I never even played that. No, I don't dislike the quest, but maybe adding flight to some side quest would be cool. I don't dislike flight, but I also don't really like going out of my way for it. You know what I'm saying? Ordered coffee yesterday, and it's already shipped last night. Can't wait to try it out. Thank you so much, Grady. Yeah, your order will be going out today. I printed the label last night, and my wife's doing everything right now. So that's another great reason to buy Reforge Roast. Is a lot of the coffee places that you're going to order coffee from, it's going to take 10 to sometimes 14 days to even arrive at your doorstep. We're usually printing the label the night you ordered it and then bagging it up the next day. So it's honestly, oftentimes, especially if you live in the United States, it's on your doorstep within 3 or 4 days. That's incredible. Like, that shipping time's incredible. We live in Louisville as well. Louisville's a great hub to ship out of. Louisville, Kentucky, that is. You can auto fly with the sprint button and then up and down the flight controls. If you want to stop, click the sprint again to stop, making you stop. I don't think I've tried that. I like these puzzles, too. I had somebody saying this morning they don't like the puzzles. I think the puzzles are dope. The balloon popping and the races are pretty aggravating. You make great points. Yeah, like, I'll give you an example. The one race, I was like, I could totally beat this chick if the controls weren't awful. I keep doing the wrong thing. Because that's, like, how many games... Somebody said earlier, just learn new stuff. Homie, I've been playing video games since, like, the late 80s, early 90s. That's like 30 years of muscle memory. I'm supposed to try to relearn muscle memory for one game? That's stupid. Like, come on. Just completely relearn muscle memory for one game, bro. Like, come on. No, I don't play Destiny anymore, Theos. I live stream every single day on YouTube as well as here on the Tickety Talk. My YouTube channel is Reforge Gaming. We just hit 25,000 subscribers. I believe we're very close to hitting 2,000 members. I actually should check on that. If we hit 2,000 paying members on YouTube, that unlocks the Star Wars Watch Party. 2,500 unlocks the 2,500 unlocks the triple header horror weekend, where my wife and I will play a horror game 3 nights in a row over the weekend. We currently have 1984 members. What a great number. 1984. We are 16 members away from the 2,000 goal, and then we'll just be 500 away. We'll just be 500 away from the triple header horror. Now, if you want me to do another Just Dance stream, that goal is very high right now. That goal is at 3,000 because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Yeah, it'll be episode 3. We did Star Wars episode 1 and 2 already, which, by the way, if you're a member, you can go watch the Star Wars watch parties as a VOD. I queue it up and tell you, I say, here's where to queue up your own movie, here's when to push play, and then we never pause the movie. So you can have like my video playing along with you when you're watching Star Wars to hear our banter and our thoughts about the movie. It's kind of like if you're familiar with like Mystery Science Theater and Riff Tracks, it's kind of like that. Keyboard and mouse, the race is on PC, it works great. Oh, I bet it's way better on mouse and keyboard. That I don't doubt that at all. Some games just they set things up in a way that's way better on mouse and keyboard. We had a guy come in yesterday and was giving me grief about playing Returnal on a DualSense controller. And I'm like, the game's literally designed for a DualSense controller. What in the frick are you on about? Oh, animal breeding is profitable? Yo, Night Fury, thanks for sending a rose over here on the Tickety Talk. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, hey, speaking of Star Wars watching, what did you use for people to sync with you? It's called Teleparty. It was originally called Netflix Party. It's a Chrome extension that as long as they own a subscription to what you're watching, you send them the hyperlink, and then you got a chat next to the movie or the show, and whoever's hosting the party can control the pausing and the playing. You can let everybody control it. So if it's just like you and one or two other people, and you want to give them the ability to pause it, like if they need to like use the restroom or something, it's just a Chrome extension called Teleparty. It's great. It's really, really great. And you just create a teleparty, you send them the hyperlink, and as long as they own Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever it is you're trying to watch, they watch along with you. So it's cool. And you have a little chat room and everything. That thing kind of came to life in 2020 during the Sickie. It was a way for people to watch movies and shows together. Or the internet. And it's legitimate. You're not like doing anything piracy, like you're not like illegally streaming or anything. Do they need Netflix? Yes. Yeah, that would be completely and utterly illegal to stream a movie or a video to somebody who doesn't own the subscription license to watch it. You can't do that. People that use their like Discords and stuff to do that, it's like, brother, you're playing with fire. You're talking about getting sued or fined. I miss Netflix Watch Together. Yeah. Never noticed my membership already expired. Time to save money then. Chris Goyen, just be here as often as you can. Right now, I owe you guys 5. If we get 8 more members, I'll owe you 10. I mean, we only need 16 more members to hit 2,000, so we get a little gifted train going. Even if we do one at a time, that could, that could get us there. Help us hit the 2,000 milestone. Get some of these homies back in here. That could be a fun thing for us to do in Discord too. Watch parties. Yeah, if you guys want to organize watch parties, I mean, we used to try to do it with Repeat Theater. So. This coffee is so flavorful on its own that it pairs with any creamer, balanced acidity. Thank you, Goddess. It really is. It really is good. I use Italian sweet cream because Italian sweet cream doesn't flavor the coffee. It just makes it sweeter. So the natural flavor of the coffee comes through without that bold coffee taste. Like, it just gives it a sweet taste. And I use less creamer than I used to because Reforge Roast has 0 bitterness. 1 sub plus 15 that Lono owes us is enough for the next milestone. Well, Vengeance says he's not waiting around for that. Let's hope that Chris can snag one of these. Thank you so much, Vengeance, for 5 gifted members. Another very generous member here, always gifting to the community. It goes to William McLansborough, J. Mac, T.Y., Jonathan, and Carson Groves. Abe says that Italian sweet cream and the dark roast is the GOAT combo. My wife doesn't even like coffee creamer, and she says something about Reforge Roast. And Italian sweet cream just goes well together. What does Hogwarts needs more of, you think? More content, more places, more story, I think could be amazing. Hey, another 10 from Lone Wolf. I'm sorry, no, not another 10. Another 5, that's 10, taking us to 52 members on the day. It goes to King of the North, Ghostface, Godson, Jared, and Zach. I know that Ghostface and Godson are here all the time. Glad to see you guys get memberships. Thank you so much. Vengeance is my favorite member. I know, Goddess. More beasts. I just think more experiences, you know? Give us that ongoing content loop. Give us that longevity. Give us that, you know. I'm telling you, I know people get tired of me banging on this drum, but like, give me live service. I really do think this game is built for it from the ground up. The world, the school, everything. Yo, Austin's going to take us a little bit further. That takes us to 57. We needed 16 more members. Well, that's 15. Sid, Chan, Team Tom's here all the time. I'm Skolas, goes way back. That's an old school homie right there. And Tony Grasso, you guys all got gifted memberships. And Craig's going to take us all the way over the finish line. 2,000 members. We have hit that milestone. 62 members on the day. If this hits 75, I will owe you 15 members instead of just 10. Another order of coffee coming in from Austin Garrett. He's not just gifted members, he's ordering coffee. He used the Get Fricked discount code. He got a light roast and a Frickmas blend. It saved him almost $4. Excuse me, on his order. Use that code Get Fricked at reforgeroast.com and you will save 20% on your holiday blend. You order some. Thank you guys again. Telemedo, Xfany, Jay, Paul, and Noah. You guys all got gifted members. Xfany, I don't know if you've even hung out here before. I feel like today's the first day you've hung out on the channel. I think sometimes it rotates outside of like the loyal. It's like, here's the loyal metric, and then every once in a while it's like, oh, we're gonna give some to new people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it switches it out. You know what I mean? Wasn't it King in the North? Oh, did I say King of the North? No, his name is King of the North. Are you making a joke? Rob V says, congrats on 25K. Thank you. I need more game. That's it. I mean, at the same time of wanting more game, I would like the missions to be sensible. You know what I'm saying? I want the missions to be sensible. I don't want them to just like add new content. Oh, it's your first day here. I've seen your ticks a lot. Oh, a TikToks. I don't like saying the name of that platform. YouTube doesn't like that platform. They get weird if you mention that platform. The game would be trash if it was multiplayer. Why? Game just came out. It's going to get DLC. Oh, I bet it's going to get DLC. I'm interested as to why you think multiplayer would make the game trash. I got a gift my first day, says Cornish. I want more no matter what. Right. More game in the sense of how specific stuff may be, so it'd be worth it to choose a different house and play again. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed hearing that Ravenclaw has the least amount of side quests. I would love to hear the developers speak about that. You know what I mean? I would love to hear the developers' thoughts on that. Like, why did they do that exactly? Alex, change your profile picture again. Yeah, she seemingly likes to change her profile picture and her hair color. She likes to change her profile picture and her hair color. I need... Oh, shoot, I can't. Not without my phone. The Ravenclaw side quests are longer, so there are less. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. That's really interesting. There's less side quests for Ravenclaw, but the time it takes to complete them equals about the same time as the other houses, so it kind of balances out. What do you guys think about that, though? The idea of, like, having side quests that are longer so you get less of them. I don't know. Maybe that guy that wrote that one review should just pick Ravenclaw. You'll get less side quests, bro. You know? You'll get less. Yeah? Because that was one of the complaints. The one guy, like, what was it, Game Rant? It was like, yeah, there's just too many side quests, and there's too much fast travel. There's too much video game in my video games. Like, what? I don't understand. Hogwarts. Hang on a second. I'm getting the gameplay ready. Let's do this. We're going to be doing a bunch of side quests today. Speaking of side quests, I'm in Slytherin, and we have a bunch of side quests to do today. And I'm getting this scheduled a little bit earlier than usual. We can just kind of take our crew, take our Hogwarts crew that's hanging out right now, and do some gameplay. I'm just happy that Hogwarts is a real game. The companion of Ravenclaw has less side quests, or you're playing with Ravenclaw has less side quests. I'm not sure. You hating my blue hair? No, your blue hair is fine. I'm always a little jealous of people that can dye their hair different colors, because, like, obviously I can't. Like, when I had long hair, I had people saying that I could, but I'm like, no. Like, girls can do that. I can't do that. You can always use there's a room in the Discord, Bellex, the IRL photo album, if you ever want to post pictures of, like, I would be curious. Have you done lots of different? I'm always curious if someone's done a bunch of different colors, like purple, pink, and red, you know? I was always jealous of the red when my branding was very red. Never changed my picture, by the way. It's because I have one in here, one in the Discord, and one on Talk. Yeah, you have like a different one on each in each place. The game just came out. Give them a chance to release some more content. Well, I don't think anybody is like demanding more content right now. I think what people are saying is, you know, they would like some more. My hair is permanently skin colored. That's right. Bald is a beautiful look, Victor. You're not ahead by having different quests in different houses, then it's fine. When it starts to put others ahead, then it starts to become an issue for me. Well, right. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're going to end up and being quote unquote ahead of what exactly, right? Like what are you ahead of? Are you ahead of what is there, a race? You know what I mean? I also want to know, how do they know how many people are picking Slytherin? Like, I read an article that said Slytherin is winning, and I'm like, well, how do you know? Yeah, we currently have 2,004 members. So you guys officially unlocked Star Wars Episode 3 Watch Party. We will do that sometime on a Saturday in March. We'll do that on a Saturday in March. Yo, Paco with 10 months, and it's a VIP. Welcome back in. Appreciate you so much for renewing that membership. Is it trophies? Is that how they're tracking it? But the game is in so many different places. I hope they charge for it. If Modern Warfare 2 is a good example of free content isn't better, it's bad. Free content can sometimes be done very well. We'll have to wait and see if Diablo 4 seasonal format works well, because they're doing a free format. Hey, Lono, for your glasses, would you know what the difference is between Inferno and Augment? It's size, Sony. It's the size difference. I can hold them up side by side for you. The Augments are bigger. They're bigger. So if you like a bigger frame, like I said a little bit earlier, if you want to be a little bit more Tony Stark and a little less classic geek, like thick-rimmed black geek glasses. See how the Augments there. These are the Augments over here. See how they're bigger? The frame goes down further. It's hard. It's honestly hard to tell. Let me zoom. It's really hard to tell, but the Augments are bigger. See? The brown ones are bigger. So these are more of like a classic, just like thick-rimmed geek pair of glasses. The Augments are the Infernos are their most popular frames. And then the Augments are larger. The Augments are a little heavier. The bigger ones, They're a little heavier. If you're not accustomed to like a heavy pair of glasses, I was wearing those big gunners for like a long time, so the augments don't bother me. If you get a pair of really big, thick glasses like that, you got to adjust. There's a day or two where they're a little heavy. They might give you a little bit of a headache, but you get used to them. Like if it's a style thing and you would like a large pair of glasses, like if you think that would look good on your face, then I think it's worth it. I think they're nice, but I also think you kind of have to adjust. Have you tried transition lenses versus putting on the shade clips? I don't like transition lenses. I'd rather just carry the clips in a pocket. Plus, I think it's kind of cool. You're like, ka-plink. These ones that I'm wearing here have like a cool orange style sunglass type. I really like them. Where do I get these glasses? There's a glasses command. There's also a glasses link below. GamerAdvantage.com, and use code Lono. You will get a discount, and I get credit. Right now, this is a boss fight where I fought the boss terribly. I should have paused it and switched my spells. So basically, I'm doing a bunch of spells to him that don't do anything, and I'm only doing the disruption to him to get like... And I do combos to get the little diamonds on the ground. But at this point, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I should pause it and change all of my spells and, and use a bunch of fire spells on him, something that would actually do damage. So I was just leaning on combos and leaning on the ability to then get my big, huge boom blast on him. So it's a very, very long fight, so learn from me. Are you playing today? Yeah, I'll be playing in about 30 minutes for those of you looking for some Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. I've been enjoying how much you guys have supported gameplay. That is definitely something that we're looking into, is afternoon streams or the second streams of the day will commonly be gameplay, especially when games like Diablo 4 come out. But oftentimes we do double talk show, especially with the coming onslaught of gaming news that's about to start taking place. We might have to space gameplay out like every other day or something. But like right now, I'm really, really enjoying gameplay. I would like to finish the campaign. I am playing it on normal. Too bad we aren't getting a second Returnal run. I would love to pick up Returnal. I would love to play Returnal with you guys on my PlayStation, because that's where I have all my upgrades, and my runs there go way better. I would love to do an official second run on my PlayStation 5 to get all the story bits. It takes too long. It takes too long. I'm a very exhaustive Returnal player. I like to get my character really, really strong before advancing, before fighting bosses. And it would just, in order to get back at that point, it would just take so much time. Like, yesterday I played Returnal for, 3 hours and 45 minutes, and that was the first 4 biomes. One run, no deaths, hour and 45 minutes. I love this game so much, but the colorblind mode is bad. Oh, is the colorblind blind mode not any good? Yo, Kel Swiss coming in with a membership. Welcome back. That's one thing with the combat arenas in this game. It feels not great to stop mid-fight and swap out spells. Yeah, you almost have to be like, oh, I'm fighting this guy now. Time to switch out all my spells. You know what I mean? Now, maybe once you get later in the game, you will just switch to a different spell set. You know what I mean? Horrible colorblind mode. That's kind of disappointing to hear, since the first thing I noticed when I booted it up was all this great accessibility. And I thought, well, nobody's going to be talking about Hogwarts Legacy, gameplay having all this great accessibility, because they're all going to be focused on, all the other, quote-unquote issues with, don't play that game, instead of being like, oh, wow, that's unfortunate that they didn't do a good job with one of the main accessibility features we're seeing requested these days. The unforgivable curses are OP. You won't go back or use anything else after? That tells me not to get them, Skiffy. You know what I mean? 5,000 likes over here on the Tickety Talk. Thank you guys so much for that. Could we get 50 more likes over here on YouTube? There's probably plenty of you that haven't hit the button yet. Consider pressing that button. That will give us a nice little milestone on the video. It'll help more people find the video if we suddenly have a surge of likes. It actually helps the video out. I'm actively avoiding the dark arts my first playthrough. I am too. Like, I don't think I'm going to get them. Oh no, I see this game breaking sales and streaming records. When was the boycott supposed to start? I guess they're starting later, maybe? I don't know. Maybe with the Switch release in July. Oh, man. I saw Tommy Hendy interacting with Jez Corden this morning, and I thought Tom was disagreeing with it getting tons of sales, but he was talking about Game of the Year. So I misunderstood his tweet. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, Starfield's not going to outsell this thing. Tommy Hendy actually thinks Starfield might get Game of the Year if it lands in a really good state. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I was looking down during this sequence like a doofus because I was so hungry. I didn't see this. This is cool. They're great, but I love making spell combos. I love Glacius and the slicing spell. Yes, I think that is one of my favorite things in the combat is weaving together a bunch of spells and getting the combos. Yeah. If you want to avoid a thirst trap, don't go in. What do you mean, avoid a thirst trap? Okay, Abe. I see you, though. I see you. I do. You're a good-looking dude. I thought we were gonna. I thought Bellix posted pictures. Instead, I got Abe in a suit. Instead, I got Abe in a three-piece, you know? What a bait. What an absolute bait. Sorry to disappoint. Yeah, it's okay. I played a little bit of Returnal for the first time last night. Never watched gameplay, and I was not ready for finding my previous body at the start of the game. Yeah, dude, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good. I really, really like it. It's such a fun game. Such a good game. Don't forget to smash like. Thank you, Goddess. Yes. Do it. Especially over here on YouTube, man. We are slacking. We need 40 more. 40 more. They're crushing you over on the Tickety Talk. This is how we convert Vengeance. That's right. You're gonna slowly convert him with the PlayStation PC ports. That's right. Felt kind of gross holding the PS5 controller. I'm actually curious, Vengeance, if someone in your position who's never really used one, like, will it slowly grow on you? Because I used to hate PlayStation controllers, and I only liked Xbox controllers. But the PS5 controller converted me. I was like, oh, this is so comfortable. I still don't like the D-pad being up and to the left. I'd prefer it to be down. That's just a muscle memory thing. But, yeah. Unacceptable. What's this? Yeah, you got nothing on the... Yeah, oh yeah, the cables. The cable's coming down. Get them. Get them. Hide those wires. The combat, plants, and stealth are OP as well. I got no curses and still hardly ever use the potions on hard mode. I don't ever use the potions either. Like, I forget about the potions' existence a lot of the times. You know what I mean? I kind of forget the potions even exist. I do. I'm like, oh, there are potions? Like, okay. I can make potions? What's butterbeer supposed to be exactly? It's not alcoholic. It's just supposed to be a drink, you know, that they serve. I think it's not something real, right? Like, you can get a butterbeer, I think, when you go to Hogwarts and Universal Studios, but I think literally JK made it up in the books. It's not a real thing, is it? Used to have really nice prescription sunglasses. They fell into the garbage bag and didn't know it. Ended up throwing them away. Still hurts my heart. They were expensive Versace's. Oof. That hurts. Oof. If you guys are just tuning in, we've been talking about all of the Hogwarts Legacy updates that we would like to see. There was a Hogwarts Legacy update that did get pushed out. The latest Hogwarts Legacy patch did not hit PS5 yet, right? It's available on Xbox and PC for kids and adults. Yeah, you can make it. It's sugar with more sugar, I assumed, right? Cream soda, caramel extract, butter extract, heavy whipping cream, butterscotch topping, and powdered sugar. Take 2 sips and you're going to feel wired. If you have diabetes, do not drink. It's a flavor combo. I think it's like butterscotch and toffee something. They're delicious. Okay, it's a flavor combo. What do they patch? Just wondering. I could tell you what they patched. You want me to read the patch notes to you? Here we go. General. Online. Fixes with issues with achievements data being properly pushed to Wizarding World portal after linking. Gameplay, owl mail. Fix an issue with mail not properly triggering sequential mission. World events. Fixed rare crash around certain location where in-game world events spawning. That's weird. There's world events in the game. NPCs. Fixed a rare crash when respawning NPCs in the world. Fixed crash when some NPC schedules. Characters. Fix issues with flickering occurring with a transparent head while hair is still present. UI. Updated localization text for additional content items. Added build version to first time EULA. Fixed rare occurrence of mission descriptions not being displayed correctly. Cinematics, they corrected a visual effects presentation of robe transformation. Fixed a stability issue when skipping cutscenes. Fixed a crash when playing cutscenes and cinematics. That was happening to some people, a crash at cutscenes. Save game was having some errors, and they fixed that. Fix an issue when restarting from last save, not being able to talk to a vendor. And they've got a bunch of code lists, HL494, HL246. So you can go look if you were having a certain code error glitch pop up, they fixed it. Performance and stability, they improved performance on fidelity mode. There was a rare crash when you would hover around the map. There was an issue with wind causing distortion and stretching of world assets. A rare occurrence of material swapping. A rare crash with map assets. A rare crash occurring with in-game world events, and then there was a memory leak with global lighting that they fixed. I know people were talking about that. Like, the longer they played, the worse the game, the worse the game played. Okay. Let's see here. Xbox Series X, performance and stability, improved crash collection to help rare crashes. PC and Steam, they fixed audio issues that were missing or not properly playing in cinematics. Upscalers, enabling frame generation while DLSS is disabled. Anti-aliasing and screen resolution settings disabled when using DLSS and not super resolution. Ray tracing, they fix an issue with RTAO looking worse than SSAO. Adjusted default setting to medium quality. Performance and stability, they shader type compilation optimization. Shader compilation performance updates and functionality enhancements. Fixed a crash affecting text-to-speech usability. Resolved issues with world assets abruptly being stretched, which resolves the following reported issues. Resolved an issue with NVIDIA GPU having lower frame rate compared to AMD. And then a DirectX version 12, it's required to play it. We do not suggest attempting workarounds to run the game with DirectX 11, as this can cause stability issues with launching the game and your experience. There you go. That's the very, very first Hogwarts Legacy patch. Those are the patch notes. We need 35 more likes on YouTube, guys. Keep smashing it. Like, okay, let me show you what I'm talking about in the game here. Watch. Okay, so when I go here, right, and when I walk up to this, why does it not just say start quest? This is one of the weird things, okay? It says wait, okay? And then this happens. I'm sitting on the ground, and then old boy is just leaning on the wall. I don't understand why it wouldn't just be like start quest, fade to black, fade up, and then I'm talking to him. Skip that whole rigmarole of me needing to sit on the ground because it was nighttime. No. I don't need educated on that. I understand it has to change time. I understand that. What I'm saying is, why wouldn't it just say start quests and then you start the quest and time is advanced? What's the point? What is the point? So apparently I sit on the ground I thought I had a stroke for a second there. Like, what's the point? It doesn't make any functional sense in the game. I have to sit on the ground for a second. It's so weird. So we're supposed to believe that I go there to speak to that professor, and I'm like, oh, I gotta wait for it to be nighttime. Better sit on the ground for 9 hours. Go listen to Lono at 2 times speed. Someone restart Lono, he's glitching. No. Yeah, that's right. No, and no. You know what that... I'm gonna tell you what that's from. That's a dad skill, right? Your kid's doing something, and you're like, no, don't do it that way. That's the quick dad, like, no, don't do that. You have to sleep in that spot so you make sure you don't miss them. That's right. That's right. Just get out a wizarding sleeping bag. Like, I just carry around a Slytherin sleeping bag, and I, like, cast, you know, cat nap of momentum. Boom. And I, like, have a little momentary cat nap, you know? Thoughts on the other mounts? I've not tried them, actually. Aesthetic sense? I just don't understand the aesthetic. I just don't understand the aesthetic of being like, oh yeah, you got to wait for the professor to show up. Okay, I'll give you another one, right? Hey, I went to order glasses with your code. Shipping stopped me dead in my tracks. 78 shipping for $99 glasses. Sorry, got to pass. Where do you live? Do you live on the moon? Did they have to put it on a rocket to get it to you? $78 shipping? Are you on are you stranded on an island somewhere? Why is it so expensive? I've had plenty of people order glasses. I don't think anybody's come back and told me that the shipping was equal to the cost of the glasses. Bro literally lives in Hogwarts. Yeah, where do you live, Lily? Gee, many Christmas. Yeah, they're going to have to deliver it via carrier pigeon or something. He lives in Ohio. They're charging a hazmat fee. Oh, Abe, that's not funny. Oh, that's not funny. Remote island in the middle of the South Pacific. Yeah, Atlantis. Yeah, they got to take a boat out and then take a submarine down, apparently. If it's not funny, then why are you laughing? I mean, I don't know. He might be deployed. Well, they might be deployed. I don't know if Lily is a he. Does anyone unlock their Thestral mount from the deluxe? Am I supposed to catch them in order to tame them? I'm not sure about that. Does anybody in chat know? I've got all the dark arts clothing, but I don't have the Thestral mount. Don't have that myself. Yeah. I wonder if the waiting thing is based on the NPC having their own daily things and will actually walk to that spot and arrive there. That's what I'm saying, Creed. Like, it's bizarre to me. So you built this entire system of passage of time in the game, and instead of just being like, what if you just showed a cutscene of time lapse, like the sun rising or setting, and then when it comes back, you're standing there and the NPC's there? It's just bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre. It's like, why do I sit on the ground? It makes sense if the game is open to live service. That's what I'm hinting at. Like, why would I need to do that? Why would I need to I'm essentially, track with me here, it's like I'm switching instances. It's like I'm switching from an instance where this world is 6 a.m. I need to switch to an instance where it's noon. And, you know, old dude's going to be here in the hallway waiting for me. Almost as if you would switch instances to be with someone in the game, to play with another person. Think of how Destiny does it, right? If you're hanging out with me and we go driving off to some other place on a public space, we switch instances. I work for a railroad company that derailed in Ohio. We just had another train derail where I live near Detroit. Big yikes. What's going on? Is this like when the bridges were discovered to be like completely on, you know, beyond ill repair and maintenance and they started falling? Yeah, this is when they don't tell you. It says, use the L and R stick to move the sparks and rotate the dials until both corresponding gears are activated to release the lock. I could not make heads or tails of that. I was like, what do you want me to do? I don't understand. Can't decide between the Storm or the Horizon frames. I like both. Yeah, the ones I'm wearing, Storm and Horizon, yeah, they're nice. They're nice. Yeah. No chemicals. 6 cars on the ground. Okay. You want that answered? I know the answer. It's probably blatantly obvious, right? It's probably blatantly obvious. Let me guess. Trains are derailing. People are in danger, right? Complete lack of government oversight funding to make sure that our transportation's properly funded, right? Maintenance, cutting budgets, yeah. It's a spending issue, isn't it? Yeah, should have guessed. Yeah, not surprising at all. Really hard to guess. Why are our bridges falling down? Why are trains derailing? Rail workers tried to warn us. Yeah. What was that voice? I don't know. Yo, my man Trill Troll changed his profile picture. Let me get a look at this. Let me get a look at your mug here. Let me get a look at your mug. Okay. See, I always like to know what people look like. Okay. You're a good looking dude. Sound a little bit too much like... We have the best railways. All railways are undefeated. If the trains derail, that simply means they're going too fast. Real picture gang, right, Patrick? That's right. Last administration rollback regulations that specifically address the issue that caused the Ohio derailment. Great. That's wonderful. When there's such a one-to-one connection, isn't that great? Why did this happen? Well, this one's not hard to crack. This one's not a hard puzzle to solve. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the convo. Hey, all y'all over there. Yeah, I saw Vengeance's profile picture. Yeah, the beard. Hopefully when he does something wrong, you pull him around the house by it, goddess. Right? Get over here. And you like yank him around like a billy goat. I mean, in a purely like abusive way, not in a sexual way. What I'm saying is, I hope you beat him up. You just like pull him along, throw him into the wall. All right, Billy Goat, clean the dishes. This chat's starting to get toxic. Speaking of toxic, did you hear about the railroad that derailed? Okay, that's enough. Don't give her ideas. Yeah. Don't give her ideas. I just happen to save my anime character profile picture for Discord. Yeah, I'm sure that's the real reason. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Commando G-Man, right? That's always the pushback, isn't it? Can you believe it? Can you believe this happened? Why didn't y'all fix it? Don't you have the ability right now to fix it? No, it's the last guy's fault. Yeah, but it's been a couple years, hasn't it? Right? Like, isn't it time to... Did we fix that? Well, we forgot. Oh, okay. It's classic. The economy is just incredible. It's because of the previous president. Oh, all these problems are happening. It's because of the previous president. Man, it sounds like a perpetual passing of the buck to me. What a glorious system of absolving yourself of blame for an infinitude of problems. Doesn't matter who's in office. They don't get credit, but they also don't get the blame. Isn't it wonderful? Both sides, by the way. Both sides. Man, the economy's in a great state. Has nothing to do with the current president. Can you believe this thing happened? It's because of the previous president. Now, hang on just a minute. Hang on just a minute. It sounds like you've established a permanent position of blame or credit, either being passed to the previous president because you liked him, or passed to the previous president because you didn't like him. And that honestly sounds like the reason that you do this has nothing to do with actual blame or credit. It's just depending on who you like. It's all theater. It's all theater, chat. It's all theater. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Do me a favor. All right. If you're gonna gift members, now's the time. We need 17 more likes. Give me those thumbs up. If you just got in, we're gonna be transitioning to some gameplay. I'm gonna be working on some side quests. I hope you guys support the gameplay. I really appreciate your support of this morning's stream. It's been amazing to see. Smash that like button. Smash it. If you're gonna get us to 75 members, which is 13 away, do that now. And then I will reward everybody. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be gifting members here in a moment. It's a reason to stick around. If you're watching over on the Tick, head over to Reforge Gaming on YouTube, so that way you can catch the gameplay. Maybe you'll catch a gifted member. Head on over. Reforge Gaming on YouTube. All right. You can gift members. You can gift members. Yep. You can. And okay. All right. There's 5 from Casual Grinder. He's gonna help us get there. That's 67. 8 more, and I will owe you 15, and I will do the 15 before we go to gameplay to reward all of the people that are here. It's a reward for sticking around and watching. And thank you guys so much for all the subscribers. We hit 25K subs. We're about to hit 25.1. Just absolutely crushing it, right? Absolutely crushing it. Oh, Quintar, Chapter 8. Look at you guys. Jiminy Christmas. 15 coming in. That's 77, that's 82 members. I owe you 15. You guys want to take it all the way to 100? You're at 82 members. You might as well, right? Let's go. Look at all these new members. If I call out your name, you can now watch members-only streams. Mike, Ian Brooks, Chew Bark, Big Red, Super Dragon J, Chronic Mayhem, Rune, Ryan Galea, No Comp Lately, Liram Malico, TJ Johnson, Malboja, Sebastian, Ibrahim got one. Tex Valhalla's been here a lot, got one. DeWitt's here all the time. My man Backwoods Biscuits here all the time. Ben Chappa, Andrew Susanaga, and Mithror. That is a bunch of new members. We do members-only streams. I'll be doing one today after gameplay, okay? After gameplay, I'll be hanging out with members, all right? Friday nights, you can hang out with my wife and I. I don't know what we're going to do Friday night. We might just have her keep playing Hogwarts. That was really, really fun. Just hanging out, chatting, watching her experience the game. We might do that again this Friday night. You guys seem to really, really enjoy it. So that's a great reason to become a member. If you didn't get a membership, you can hit that sub button, and that subscribes to the channel for free. Make sure and smash the like button. That'll increase your likelihood of getting a subscription. I'm sorry, a membership. That'll increase the likelihood of you getting a membership when they gift them out. And bunch of new followers over there today on the Tickety Talk. Bunch of new comments as well. New people interacting with our content over there. Good to see. Our short today absolutely crushed here. So 18 away from 100. You guys want to do a gifted train? Go for it. You have 5 minutes. I'm going to run upstairs quick. I'm not going to be gone for 5 minutes. We're going to switch to gameplay in 5 minutes. All right. I'm going to run upstairs quick. When I get back, we're going to boot up some gameplay. All right. There, my PlayStation's turning on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Alright. What's my battery life on my controller? I forgot to charge my DualSense Edge last night, and okay, it's not bad. Let me change my audio input, though. Okay. Oh my gosh, Cat! Holy moly, Cat! Cat waited for me to get back to take us to 102 members on the day. That's a 20 bomb. That means I owe you 20. That is absolutely massive. I owe you 5 for every 25. That means I now owe you 20 members. I hope all of the people that get members in the next couple of seconds, I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a huge thank you for being here on the regular. This rewards loyalty. This rewards watching the entire stream. I appreciate you guys so much. I got to select the console storage because it's a more recent save. Here comes my 20 as a thank you to you guys. Thank you guys so much. That puts us in such a nice spot as we head toward 2,500. 2,500. Let me see where we are on member count. Okay. Everybody gets a membership. We are sitting at 2,065. We're already on the doorstep of 2,100. We're already on the doorstep. We're right stinking there. Right sticking there, boys. I have a theory that we drop frames in the afternoon. I have a theory that the reason we drop frames in the afternoon is because of how I redirect. I've been curious about that. We didn't drop frames all morning. I had gameplay playing in the background of the stream on purpose to test it. I thought, well, maybe it's when I do gameplay, right? Maybe it's I'm static in the chair, and that's a lot easier to send the bits and the everything else. So I thought, well, maybe that's it, you know. But I'm wondering if like the dual stream handoff is causing an issue since we do that at the beginning. So I don't know. If it happens again today, we're gonna have to start ending the stream, redirecting, and then starting the new stream fresh. Like, we've not been doing that. We've been doing a more clean handoff. Only 900 plus to go to make Lono dance. That's right. If we get to 3,000 members, I have to do a Just Dance stream. All right, let me give you guys the link of... we're going to be doing some gameplay. Let me send out a tweet as well so people that like to watch the gameplay can be here. We'll be working on some side quests. Mm-hmm. $6.9 million till Lono retires. That's right. That's right. $7 million. Shaving's the real goal. That's 4,000. If you guys want me to shave the beard. That's that. I don't think that's happening. There's no freaking way. Okay, let me do this. Let me pause. Let's get the music in here. There we go. Okay, nice. All right, I'm going to put a link in chat. All right. Is this right? The SOU link? Is this the right stream? Yeah, this is the right stream. All right, if you guys don't want to ride redirect, If you guys do not want to ride redirect, please click the link in chat and head over on your own. Thank you for 400 likes on this stream. Hey, there's like 300 people watching right now. Come hang out with gameplay, and make sure the minute you get over in this new stream that you smash the snot out of that like button. Give us a strong like count right at the beginning of the stream. It really, really helps out gameplay. We love incorporating gameplay into our streams here, okay? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be my continued experience of Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. We will be doing side quests today. The side quests are, sort of a source of over-leveling, but that's okay. I've been enjoying sort of pivoting back and forth between the side quests and the main quest, and that's what we'll be working on today. You'll see there I am level 21, and I've been playing the game quite a bit. So we did a discussion this morning about all of the Hogwarts Legacy updates that could come to the game. I'm going to end that stream and bring everybody over. That way they can come and enjoy the gameplay. We hit a huge member